as far as the woods go, I mean, the people argue it's natural, which it is, but as fire is so devastating.
Oh, geez, yeah. Well,
so devastating. That Hayman fire was so nasty.
but that's how nature regenerates the forest too, though.
Yeah, I mean, lightning strikes out. Remember Hayman, though, was that stupid broad that,
Yeah, I remember that. Wrote the letter.
She had a John Deere letter, or a Dear Jane letter.
What are you talking about?
She was a forest fighter, or a fire, no, not a firefighter, a forester.
That weird story that she packed up her car and was cross country.
And she burned this letter that her boyfriend sent her, telling her to fuck off.
And that caused a major...
And then that started the fire.
Well, I thought she was trying to be a hero. That's what you wanted to do, or maybe I'm thinking.
Actually, maybe I do kind of. That is a recollection, actually. Or maybe that was somebody else. What are the chances of two wackos, though? I don't think there's more than two wackos in this state. I'm gonna bug that guy to bring me up to do a fucking somersault, man. That's got me like. I am so intrigued by that.
I like aerobatics. Do you like aerobatics in general?
Love it. The crazier, the better. I love rides, roller coasters, skydiving.
I'm not a fan.
Is your garage door making weird?
Try to remember to turn those down when we have.
Call Don's Garage Doors, the only garage door company I personally endorse.
Price
I
fixer.
use Don's Garage Doors in my home.
So you don't get sick of that stuff, huh?
No, I never got it. No.
It's something you can trust. Next time you need a garage door repair.
Would you get sick on what? Like
I
like a roller coaster?
No, not. I do roller coasters. It's the stuff that.
How about the swings?
The swings are okay as long as they're the swing is going.
How about the spider? That thing that goes everywhere. That's how my dad is. He can do roller coasters, or used to, but he could never do. The swings would actually get him going. And he was on a fucking ship in the Navy, and he gets seasick. In fact, when he would fly, every weekend he'd take Dramamine back in the day, too.
When I took my first flight when I went into service, I almost got sick.
That was the first. Well, I guess that makes sense. What airport was closer to you? How far was that? Oh, that ain't right.
That's Wings to 200-200. This is the Troubleshooter Show.
I need somebody.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Hello, I'm Tom. Welcome to this wonderful, dreary day in Colorado. No matter where you're listening from, I hope you're having great weather and time, and you can call us to make your life even a little happier. I'm a consumer advocate, and we talk about your life, everyday life. That's what we do. I've been doing this for more than 40 years, and in Denver for about 38. We, radio and TV, live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on the iHeartRadio app, live, of course, on KHOW Radio here, and we also have affiliates, and KRDO is one of them in Colorado Springs. Our sister city, I call it. We're so close, and it's like one big, giant area. We all want to just do one thing, and that's make things right. So 303-713-TALK, 713-8255 is the number to call. And then, if you also find us on a podcast or any time and you say, hey, that shouldn't have happened, I need help, you can call 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. Major Mark Major. Any follow-ups? What are we doing?
Man,
what do we have pending, Suzanne? What do we have pending? Any cases that come to mind? Dano, any cases that come to mind?
I hopped in an F-350 Friday that apparently had the death wobble, and I'm sure the guy's not lying, but we couldn't get it to reproduce.
And he said I can do it. I can do it on purpose. I mean, I can make it happen, but he wasn't able to.
No, he had to hit a certain place. It's 75 miles an hour on I-25, and every time we got up 75, a car would come over in front of us.
So you never actually witnessed it?
I did not, but I saw the video he sent us. Once again, it's crazy, man. It's a violent shaking, and he's got to drop below 45 miles an hour to make it go away. Ford just does not want to deal with this.
Are you sure they're not working on it?
They are working on it.
Okay.
Some of the stuff, but man, they've been working on it how many years?
Jeeps may either used to have one or still do. It's not car day today, by the way, but you know, we're never limited to what we can talk about anyway. We never have one topic. We never have banned topics. But this wobble, it's not just Ford. When we talk about a death wobble, the reason we say death wobble is we refer to it as a wobble that can cause an accident and death. Now, I'm not sure if death was ever caused by this.
Oh, some of these videos I've seen.
But I will say this. It's weird. All of a sudden, the car picks up a shake and then gets worse and worse and worse. Once it starts, it gets worse. It just sets itself up, and it becomes self-feeding. One jolt adds to the next jolt, which makes it worse. Until it starts, it's pretty smooth. And then it starts. No one knows exactly what makes it start, but everyone agrees it's some kind of a bump or a jar. It doesn't happen simply for speed. It doesn't happen simply for a bump. It's a combination of speed and some kind of jarring action that sets up a wobble. And for those listening, I'll try to verbally, it's like when you're driving. You know, you feel like you have a flat tire, or you feel like an axle is broken or something, and your steering wheel goes back and forth violently and quickly. So if you ever experience this, give us a call. Now, we have a lot to talk about today. I also have a special guest, as we do every day, from the referral list. Today we have Fix It 24/7. It's a company that I know and love. I've been associated with since they came to town. And when I say came to town, they've been here a while, but they have new ownership. And the ownership, and I go back to the 80s when, or was it the 90s, where they had some wonderful home services companies, and George took over this one. And Brian's here, the general manager. We'll talk to him in a second. But basically, plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains, if you want to talk anything on that. But of course, you know, as I said, we don't limit topics, but let's talk. Let's talk. Christine, I remember you on Friday. You wanted to talk about a restoration company. What's the problem in a nutshell? What is a one-sentence description of your problem?
Having...
Uh-oh, one sentence. Now, that doesn't mean you only get one sentence. I just want to start it out.
Okay. Well, it's basically a contractor that we contracted for a hailstorm back in July of 2016.
You contracted for repair after a hailstorm?
Yes.
And what happened?
And it appears that there were several units that were not repaired.
Now, this was for an apartment complex?
Well, it's a group of townhomes, 154 townhomes.
And the entire contract, I see, was around $1.5 million?
Yes, correct.
Okay. And as part of this repair, they were supposed to do some units you say they did not do?
Correct.
Why?
Well, they said that they had removed it, and it seems like it's just a long story. But
yeah, but basically, here's what I want to know. They got paid for a job, and you're saying they didn't do some of it. I mean, it is that simple, all right? You're saying, and you're one of them that didn't get done. Is that right, Christine?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
so obviously you would be concerned. What did you not get done in your unit?
Well, in my unit, it was that in the scope, it included carpet repairs for 3 rooms. So that's what we were charged for. But
carpet repair. Hold on. This was a hailstorm?
Well, yes, it broke the windows.
Okay, gotcha. And water damage.
Glass. Yeah, water damage and glass.
Now, how do you know your unit was included in this appraisal or this contract?
Well, we were provided with, I was on the board at the time, so
yes.
I was provided with the scope of work.
Yes, and what happened?
So I have, well, yeah, I mean, it just
and what happened?
Went back and forth. And, well, they just didn't repair. They replaced 2 carpets in my unit, but then they didn't do the other one. And
if you had to sum up, I'm really trying to get a big picture. If you had to sum up this contract, and there were 100 units, how many units did not get done, or how many units were included, and how do you know this? So that's what I need to know. You sent us a contract. We have to examine it because you're saying they didn't do all the work. So when you call Blue Sky and you say you didn't do all the work, what do they say?
Oh, they said that they didn't do the work, but then they had removed it from the scope.
So, yeah, I don't care if they removed it from the scope. Did they get paid for it? You can remove it all from the scope. I don't care about that. What I want to know is, did they get paid for work they didn't do? That is the question. You have a board. What does the condo board say? They'd want to know, did they get paid for work they didn't do? That's what we have to figure out. So, Mark, could you take a quick look at the paperwork that was emailed to us?
I'm looking at it. There's a lot of paperwork.
Yeah, so I want to know, Christine, how do you know there was work on there they got paid for that they didn't do? How do you know?
Well, the fact of it, the main unit.
Christine, how do you know?
Well, they had removed the 48,000, so I had mentioned.
Christine,
that
I don't.
before.
Okay, did they charge less and remove work, or did they charge the same and remove work?
The work that they removed was for the windows.
Did they subtract money from the contract? Did they charge less than the original bid?
I would say no, because they were trying to say that they did, but in fact they had done the change like in October of 2016.
Mm-hmm.
That is when I talked to
Christine, I don't care about process at all. I don't care who you talk to. I don't care about names. Here's what I care about. You were on a roll. They said they removed stuff from the contract. What I want to know, and I'm going to keep asking until I get either I don't know or maybe or who knows or whatever. When they removed stuff from the scope of work, did they subtract money? The only case you would have is if they got paid for something they did not do. Isn't it that simple? Christine, did they get paid for stuff they did not do?
Yes.
Okay. What did they get paid for that they did not do?
They were paid for one of the homeowners' unit, and they didn't even touch anything in there.
Okay, and how do you know they were paid for that unit? See, I'm trying to drill down to help you, not to be a pain in your butt. How do you know they were paid? Let's just concentrate on that unit. They didn't touch it. How do you know it was included?
Well, it was because it was part of the original scope. And when they removed this $48,919, they did it in October of 2016.
Yes.
And they talked to her in July of 2017.
Yes.
By that time, they wouldn't be aware
Christine,
that they had removed her unit.
You keep saying they removed $48,000. If they removed the money, what did that money represent? We don't know, and I don't even think you do, okay? Here's what we have to do. We have to figure out what they were paid. That's all. And what they submitted to insurance and what they were paid for. And it's a very simple question. This show, if it does nothing else, it boils stuff down. Did they get paid for stuff they did not do? She keeps saying, well, they talked to him after they removed it. What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. I don't know the argument you have. You're presenting me with nothing but a hunch. Because certain units were not touched, you're saying they didn't do the work. Okay, but did they get paid to do it? Make that connection for me.
Why is anything inside covered? I thought these condos were drywall to drywall.
But the windows got broken.
So,
Yeah, but still, he's saying their homeowner should cover it because,
Oh, I agree, homeowners.
but I don't know, Mark, I don't know. That's why we ought to talk to Blue Sky. But first of all, she doesn't even know what she's complaining about. She truly doesn't know what she's complaining about. Why did she call? Because her unit didn't get fixed. Okay, what does her HOA say?
She's on the board.
No, she was on the board. Can we talk to someone from the HOA? See if they'll come on.
Yeah, no kidding.
We're having some questions about this.
20 seconds, Centeno.
Long.
Remember, we've got, Centeno's got dates, man. You've got to start giving those dates.
Well, I don't have them.
Hold on.
One low payment, you could be saving $500 or $1,000.
Brian, are you a plumber?
American Finance on 303.
I know what company does, not you.
No.
Is that a plumbing question?
Yeah.
You know plumbing stuff?
The division of real estate.
Little bit.
Let's talk about Centeno Schultz. Centeno Schultz is a provider of stem cell therapy, and it is the only provider of living stem cell therapy, that I promote. And I'll tell you why. There are other clinics that do it, but most of them are fake and phony because they ship in fluids. But let's get to the good stuff, okay? You want genuine stem cell therapy, please talk to Centeno Schultz. Now, a lot of people don't want to make an appointment and get an evaluation right away, so I'll tell you this. Just attend one of their seminars. They have seminars coming up, and all you have to do is call to find out. And you go there and just listen and ask questions. Of course, you can always make an appointment, but the seminars are a great way to go. The next one is May 6th. You ought to find out about it. Mark, do you know if it's up north or here?
It's here in the tech center.
May 6th, 303-963-9201. 303-963-9201. The website, thestemexperts.com. Hi, Brian.
Hi.
Update your stuff, because they want that hit in everyone.
Got jammed up before I
Hey,
get out of the office.
listen.
Okay, so it's a pressure reducer valve, that's what all I gotta ask about.
Oh, that's a good question, Dano. On that sprinkler deal.
Yeah.
You want backlight?
No, I don't want black.
This
I'm gonna open that up.
Whatever you want.
Anytime
Whatever you want.
something's it looks at that light.
I don't
That's
mind.
a really good question.
It's a great question.
I just want to go through you, save your money, that's for sure. Stephanie or Brian, you know, with access.
If you take some photos,
I have
give them
two items on the
give them
inspection
prices
that must
over
be
the
fixed
phone.
on my
The only
condo
thing they'll
before I
change is
close.
whatever material you use, custom.
A GFI on the patio. I looked to see if it was obvious, if it was in line with other GFIs that were tripped. I also looked at the panel. I can't see it. I've never heard of just a GFI outlet going bad, but it doesn't work. It doesn't trip. It doesn't do anything. It stands.
Yeah.
Okay, that's easy. And then I have a very expensive, I think it's a Moen faucet in the kitchen. And it has those single lever like this, right?
Yeah.
Now, and underneath that lever, there's always drips, you know? And even when I turn it off completely, I'll come back and there'll be a little mineral deposit underneath. I said, I don't know if they have washers or what, or a cartridge, whatever the hell. And I think it's Moen, but do you guys carry cartridges or not?
We do some, especially the Moen you gotta order. But
What a pain in the ass.
if anything, we could replace the
This is
faucet
me.
if it's quicker.
What's that?
We could just replace the faucet if it's a time issue.
Well, it is, but I'm closing in mid-May.
Oh, okay, so you got a little time.
Yeah, but
It's not like a.
I really want is it fixed, because I
Yeah.
promised to fix it.
Okay.
So,
What's the address?
okay, I'm gonna give that to you tomorrow.
That's wonderful, I fast forward.
Text or email.
What did you go to?
I went from Thursday night till Sunday morning.
Oh, you got it. Yeah.
For 2.5 years.
Pretty good. I'm overdue for a good 3 or 4 days.
It wasn't hard to do, but I didn't feel very good.
If you hit the reset button on that GFI and it doesn't come on, that outlet's dead, bro.
Yeah, you know, I know it's dead, but I didn't know if...
No, I'm saying that means that, literally, that outlet is dead.
But what if there was no electricity going to that outlet? It wouldn't trip.
No, the guy.
No, it would still, the button would go in, you just wouldn't see the green light if it does have a light. If that button does not hold, it's dead. Yeah.
Because I've had good...
I just had Mark Addy out, I had 2 of them dead. One on my patio and one on my deck.
Brian, this is curious, because I thought, I'm not sure, but I thought if there's no electricity going through the circuit and there's a GFI, you can't push that button and it won't even reset. He's saying it will reset, but there won't be any electricity. I don't know.
You can push it in, but of course you're not going to have power to it if there's no power to it.
Or you say it just won't pop, it won't test, you're saying. So,
I'm saying
Obviously, they don't have to come at the same time.
you can't push it in.
oh, that'd be easy.
Is there a lockbox
to
or
test.
something?
So shut off your main breaker.
No, I'll just give access or give the front desk.
Hi, Tom Martino here. This hour brought to you by Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. You know, there's a lot that goes on with real estate. You know, you think you buy a home and you can do it yourself. It's amazing the deadlines and the inspections and the inspection rejections and the loans and the loan commitments. And I don't know how he juggles this. Mark, you've dealt with him for a sale and for a purchase. It's amazing. It's amazing how he keeps track of everything for everyone, and he's right there to meet the inspector, to help people, to do this, to do that.
Negotiates every deal himself.
Yeah. Anyway, Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. Now, let's keep going here. And again, Fix It 24/7's with us. He may chime in on other things since he's a businessman and business person. Okay, so we are working behind the scenes on the Blue Sky, but I'd love to talk to someone. This is non-adversarial. I'd love to talk to Blue Sky Restoration. I'd love to talk to people at the Homeowners Association.
I still don't get the insurance part. I thought when you're in a condo or townhouse, your insurance covered just the walls. Why is it paying for carpet?
No, what you mean is your
inside the walls.
Well, and it does pay for carpet, your insurance. You're saying the HOA insurance.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Why? Why is that? Why can't she put it through her own then?
I don't think, and that's a good point. I don't think the HOA should pay for anything that your homeowners covers. In a condo, your homeowners usually covers from the drywall in. So everything inside, even if it's a peril that the HOA covers on the outside, that doesn't mean that the HOA pays for the inside. But she's not complaining about that part. She's wondering why Blue Sky did not do work they were paid for. And I think what you're saying, Mark, is that they probably didn't get paid for that stuff because it wasn't supposed to be paid for. And that's likely the problem. Okay, Monique. What's happening, Monique?
Hi, Tom. Thanks
Hi.
for taking my call.
What's going on with you?
So March 22nd, I was just having lunch and left where we were having lunch and walked to my vehicle, and I witnessed a car owned by Johnson Controls in Denver here hit my vehicle. He backed into me.
A van or a truck?
A van.
Okay, so a van backed into you.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so my daughter, 18, and I were just standing there, kind of watched it, and another lady...
Then what did they do?
He stopped, and he was a little agitated, but, you know...
What did he do? He stopped? Did he leave? Did he get out?
No. He stopped. He got out. I got his insurance card, and for the life of me, I don't know why I didn't take his driver's license. And I realized that pretty quickly after we exchanged insurance information. So I called the company, and I spoke to a manager, and his name was Mr. Rob Gardner. Told him exactly what happened. He said, no problem. I'll have the gentleman, Matthew Goldberg, who was the guy that hit me.
I don't need all the names, but keep going. That's okay.
Yeah. They hit me. So he said, I'm sorry, anyone hurt? I said, no, just damage to the car.
Right.
And I called my insurance company, had my insurance company call their insurance company.
Sure.
Which was
How much damage are we talking about?
A new bumper.
Okay.
And I know that because the insurance company did send out
Whose insurance company?
Sedgwick, theirs.
Okay, so their insurance company sent out an adjuster. So what's the problem? Why are you calling?
Just no response. The insurance company's blowing me
How
off.
long ago? 3/22. So it was a month ago.
A month, yeah.
And you've heard nothing.
I get just, I get something, but it's nothing, if you know what I mean.
Well, what? So you have a bumper that's damaged, and you've not heard from them yet. I would sue Johnson Controls in small claims court. I would start the procedure because that gets attention. You don't have to deal with their insurance company.
Okay.
That's the first thing.
And I have phoned Johnson's a lot myself.
And what do they say when you call? We'll call too. We'll call, but I want you to. But I want you to know that's what you do. You start by filing a lawsuit against Johnson Controls, and in that lawsuit, what's that?
How do I do that? Is there a website? Is this, I will do that. But
if you go to the county where the accident took place, and then you get a small claims court thing. And then you fill it out. I'm not going to give you legal advice, but the procedure is to fill it out and to name defendants. I would name, if it was me, Johnson Controls, their registered agent. I would also name I would name Johnson's Controls, excuse me, and serve their registered agent or their main office here in town. I would also name the driver individually, and then I would ask for damages. And the way I would know damages is by simply getting the price, and you have to get some estimates. Once that's known, you go through that procedure, and then we can also help. Mark, what were you going to say?
Just Google small claims Colorado, and it'll bring you right to the link where you can fill the form out. The only thing I'll differ on Tom is I wouldn't sue that guy individually.
Why?
Okay.
Then she's going to have to find him and serve him. I just serve their registered agent.
I was going to serve him. I was going to serve them both at work, huh? What?
How do I find out who the registered agent is?
With the
Colorado,
Secretary.
yeah, just Google Colorado SOS and then put Johnson's
Secretary of
Control in
State,
there.
SOS.
Okay.
You can find almost any corporation. If you have problems, call us back. But we'll also call them. I mean, did you ever get an adjuster's name from Sedgwick?
Yes, her name is. I have it. Yes, I have.
And do you have the number?
My house.
Do you have the number?
Yep.
Okay.
I have the office number and her cell number.
Well, you can say you're going to file a lawsuit if they do not respond in a day to let you know where it is.
And is that to
We'll call too, so hold on. Somebody, we can have Deputy Daff do it. Suzanne, you can make a quick call to the adjuster and say, where is this, okay? 303-713-TALK. Hold on. Let me mark this as a quick follow-up. We'll try to, sometimes we just make a phone call and it lights a fire. What's going on with Mike? Mike, what's happening?
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
Do we have any recourse when we suffer damage by hitting chuck holes?
This, by the way, potholes, this has long been battled. Do cities pay for damage? No. Normally they don't, because they're not responsible for upkeep and maintenance if they can show a regular maintenance program. They can't just leave stuff dangerously alone in what's called egregious violations. Even then it's difficult. Hold on. Even then it's difficult because everyone is going to say, yes, they were egregious, yes, they were negligent. But what I mean is this. If they can show they have a program to repair potholes, and I'm positive they do, then they're just going to say we didn't get around to it. Now, if there was a dangerous situation and they knew about it and it damaged plenty of cars and they knew about it and it was more than just a normal pothole and it couldn't wait for their regular crew, you might be able to make an argument with a few other plaintiffs in a lawsuit against them.
It would cost you a fortune, though.
Yeah.
When you sue a city, you got to literally ask permission to sue them.
Right. Let's put it this way. It's not worth it. How much damage did you suffer?
Ruptured tire.
That's it?
I'll bring up another point, too. Can you imagine if you could sue a city for that? You would have no police, no firemen. The city would be broke.
Yeah. Mike, to make a long story short, no, you're not going to have anything worth a ruptured tire. It's not even worth your time.
How many people have hit that chuck hole, I wonder?
Well, now that's something that who would know? How long is it? First of all, if you don't report it, it's not fair. You got to report it. Did you report it?
No.
No.
We're going to give the bill to the city of Wheat Ridge. 32nd and Wands, northbound. Oh, she took my wheel.
Well, Mike, I know you're upset, and a lot of people are. Again, if it was something they were made aware of and dangerous, like a big sinkhole or a big pothole, yeah, they could be held responsible. But in the practical world, the answer is no.
Should have asked him why he hit it.
Tom, 1 minute, ideal long. Ideal long, 1 minute.
I'm looking forward. Man, we haven't played Cutthroat in so long.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I got that served down, boy. I'm gonna go and practice
Downtown, south
that
Park Avenue,
tall
back up to I-70. The rest of the drive
serve, man, that I watch. Yeah, and you just ride the wall. When you go to the guy's weak side, you go to his backhand.
So watch out for delays. Otherwise, the highway drive.
I mean, your weak side's either.
Decent shape this time. Just that stubborn ramp northbound 225 to westbound I-70 a little bit slow.
He's going to be hurt today compared to us. So we've been playing so
high
much.
of 48 tonight, mostly cloudy.
20 seconds, ideal long.
Right now,
He's
fog in
taking
Michigan
private
metro
lessons
area
while
at
I do this
41.
one.
Traffic and weather. I'm Pete Wagner.
We ran the
6:30.
survey.
Hey, how?
Need a new home? Enter for a chance to win $25,000 toward a new home during the Raindance Community Grand Opening Festival. Rolling giveaways, free food, and model home tours. May 4th and 5th in Windsor. No purchase necessary. For official sweepstakes rules, visit raindancecolorado.com.
Ideal home loans for your next ideal home loan. If you're looking for a home loan, Ideal. Now, Ideal will let you pick your term. You may want that low rate, but you don't want to go back to 30 years. You can go to any term you want, 23, 17, 26, whatever it is. They'll do it. Plus, they do credit optimization, which legally, ethically, and quickly tweaks your credit to get you better pricing. There's some other things they do, like the interest rate guarantee. If you close and rates go down, they refinance you free of charge over the next 2 years. They have a great system, and it benefits you. Don't forget the pre-approval. It is exactly like a cash deal because you are already approved. We're not talking qualified now. We're talking approved. In this competitive home buying market, you can use that. Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan, 303-867-7000. 867-7000, idealhomeloans.com.
Whether you're dating or looking for a job or just wanting to feel younger, for guys it's really important to have the best head of hair you can. Now for lots of guys, including me, the issue was losing hair toward the front or top of your head while still having plenty on the back and sides. And that's where Dr. Broadway and the NeoGraft hair restoration procedure can help you, like it helped me, to make me, or at least my hair, look a decade, maybe 2 decades.
Guy says I bought a coffee cup from Starbucks and within a month the lid broke.
Or 303
And they wouldn't replace it because you didn't receive.
So what's he want?
We love Sheridan Auto Tech and recommend our friends and family to Sheridan Auto Tech, a reliable, ethical, and wonderful shop. Experienced. Kevin Calkin is the owner, and you can trust him. I think, there's thousands of customers that trust him in business more than 20 years. So if you want someone to take care of your car, Sheridan Auto Tech, 2 locations, one near Colfax and just west of Wadsworth, and in Aurora on Havana south of 6th Avenue, 303-455-7242, 455-7242.
For over 30 years.
Did Miles get up? I see that guy's there, you know?
Cost-effective hardwood floors. Get the lift your home deserves. Click McWoods.com or stop by McDonald Hardwoods for a limited time offer up to.
Yeah, I think he's up.
Am I supposed to? What do you want?
I think it's
on the
good.
phone when that line 1 came on.
No,
For the
I
Sedgwick.
took line 1.
Monique with the claim.
Why don't we call that adjuster and ask why they're not getting back to Monique?
Well, they are. They're saying that the company isn't getting back to the adjuster to verify coverage. I was going to call the company instead.
Okay.
Johnston's
All right,
Control or
fine.
something.
Yeah, I just want to say we called to like
The
nudge
guy
you
that hit
along.
her is active military, so I think they're waiting to talk to him, and I don't know.
The guy that drove the vehicle?
Is active military.
But he works for them?
I guess. It is weird, isn't it? Hi, how's it going?
I think if we call Johnson, then at least they know we called, we're watching.
Or call 720-214-8899.
Season after season, what is the reason? People trust J&H Home Solutions. Beautiful windows, siding and doors, roofing gutters and more. Improving home.
Did Ross say a time you want to play? Or?
2 o'clock, baby.
Okay. So I'll run and serve that guy and go over there.
Good. AT&T.
It's the Spring Sign and Save event at J&H Home Solutions.
Venue's the biggest thing people screw up on. Or suing multiple people, just like you learned.
Well, like I say, to multiple people of this company, you better have on there that
Defies the elements. A lifetime of donating.
And then if you try to serve a company that's got a registered agent, and you don't serve the registered agent, you serve them like at the store. Like if I sent you to the AT&T store, the first thing they would say is, they never serve this, because you got to serve the registered agent.
no, those are all good things. Should almost have a list on it, and maybe I should read their instructions again. Exactly.
And Douglas is really bad on where did it happen. So even if it was at your house in Douglas County, like a contractor came to your house, you got to sue wherever they are in their county. Douglas won't even let you do it. Yeah.
I'm Tom Martino.
Your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. We have Fix It 24/7 in the house. And we are talking about anything near and dear to your heart and pocketbook. Someone wants to know, as far as water heaters, what is a quick recovery water heater? I can answer it, I think, but how would you answer it, Brian? Quick recovery water heater. Is there, first of all, is there a classification that's called quick recovery, or is that a marketing thing, or what?
Yeah,
or are they all quick recovery right now?
There's some that are higher recovery than others.
Okay, meaning that they heat up water faster.
Yeah, it won't, or as it depletes, it'll heat it back up quicker. You're not waiting in between showers or whatever to get your hot water.
Do you
back.
ever have heaters that recover as quickly as you take out? So in other words, you have continuous.
The best thing would be like tankless water heater. You're not running out of hot water.
You have one, Mark, near that, don't you?
Yeah, there's some out there that, you can run 2 showers forever and never run out of hot water.
Well, that's for an instant, right, or a continuous flow, but not with a tank.
No, with a tank, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. They recover that quickly?
Are they as cost effective as a tankless?
Well, wait a minute, Mark. What name? Because I know some that give you an effective, like it might be 50 gallons, and it gives you effectively 200 gallons. But eventually
I'll
cannot
pull up
keep.
the specs on
Yeah,
it.
find out, because I think eventually it runs out. In other words, if you keep it going, but it does give you more than the effective 50 gallons, more than the 50. So if you have a 50-gallon tank, because you have a 50-gallon, it's effectively a 200-gallon because of how quick it recovers, but it can't keep doing it all day.
But be careful. Not many are like that, and typically the higher the recovery, the more expensive they are. So your average 50-gallon water heater is not going to be super high recovery like the ones you're talking about.
No. I imagine you would pay for that. Let's talk. 303-713-TALK. We have lines open. Robert, what's going on with Wells Fargo? And anyone have any questions, problems, complaints, give us a call, especially if you need us to get involved. What's happening, Robert?
Yes, sir. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
Wells Fargo has currently a program in place that they're sending out letters to customers for previously unresolved cases. Now,
What do you mean? They're sending out letters saying you have a case with us?
Exactly. I have a case with you, and it was unresolved apparently. So now we're going to go ahead and send you a letter to remind you that you have an unresolved case.
What is the unresolved case?
I travel a lot on business. I had come back from Hong Kong on a business trip with probably about probably $7,000 or $8,000 of U.S. value Hong Kong dollars, and I exchanged this at the branch down in Colorado Springs on Cascade. I put most of it into my just private checking, a bit into one of my businesses, and a little bit, $500 into another one of my businesses. Now, I had left. Everything's fine. Now, Wells Fargo offers you to print a receipt, email a receipt, text a receipt, or no receipt. Why they offer the no receipt, I don't know. But I never had a problem. I hit no receipt. I just
So you cashed in currency.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then deposited into a few of my different accounts.
Deposited the U.S. dollars.
Yes.
Okay. What happened?
So here's what happened. Now, literally the next day, I'm traveling again, and I'm back on the East Coast, and I get a call from the teller who did this transaction. Very nervous, explaining to me that I didn't put in the amount of money that I thought I put in. Trying to convince me on the phone that, you didn't put in these thousands, maybe you put in 1,000. It was just
in other words, just saying, hey, by the way, I handled this deposit for you, and the exchange rate was different, or you wrote it down different, or what? What were they saying?
No, not at all. The exchange rate is 7.5%, which is about what it hovers at. She said that instead of putting in like 7,000, she said that I only put in 1,000. Very concerning, of course. So
Well, that's the whole screwed up thing about bank deposits. Don't get me started. I swear to God, bank deposits are a topic unto themselves. But keep going. What happened then?
Well, you're very, very nervous on the call. I've never gotten a call from a teller before, I don't think. And she's like, oh, hold on, I'll call you back in a half an hour. She calls me back in a half an hour, the same thing. So I don't know what's going on. So
it was the teller specifically, but what was she suggesting? That you adjust your register to show the proper amount you deposited?
she didn't suggest that. She just was telling me that I didn't deposit what I thought I deposited, and that was about her message.
Well, did she give you an exact amount you did deposit?
Nope. Nope.
That is weird.
You know, no, it's very weird.
Then what happened?
Well, okay, so of course this is on a Saturday. I called that afternoon. I talked to somebody at the bank there, the manager. I forget her name. This actually happened in 2013.
Okay, go ahead.
So I talked to her and I said, hey, listen, you know, what's going on? I mean, she says $1,000. You know, I put in like at least $7,000. She says everything's fine.
Wait, you called back. When did you call back?
Like I believe that afternoon or the next day.
What? And you talked to the teller?
No, I talked to the bank manager.
And what did you say? You said, hey, I got a phone call from the teller, and you explained it.
That's right. Now,
and you said I deposited $7,000, and they said only $1,000.
She called me up and says, I only put in one. I'm very concerned about this. What's going on? She went on to explain to me that the teller had been fired, and everything was okay.
She probably stole your money.
Well, she didn't steal all of that. The only thing that was missing was $500 that I had put into one specific account.
How do you know?
Everything else, well, I know because I remember I had put in most of it literally.
And how? Okay, so the money was. When did you discover the money missing?
You know, probably I was gone that weekend. I went online. I have, of course, an online account, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And I looked.
Okay, did you mention that to the bank manager?
Of course I did.
And what did the manager say? We're going to reimburse you the $500 or what?
No way. There's nothing we could do about it because you didn't hit print receipt.
Okay, so he said there's no way to know if you really did deposit that.
That's correct. And I went off and mentioned, says, well, you guys got 26 cameras around here, and you fired the teller for something. What'd you fire her
Okay,
for?
so this was in 2017.
It was 13, I think, a little earlier than 17.
13, okay. So, why are you calling today? This was in 2013. Yep. Did you proceed as if you had the $500 in your account or not? Did you close? What did you do in 2013?
In 2013, I had tried to bump this up as high as I could within the organization.
And then what?
I actually even called the police.
And okay, then what? This is all good, then what?
Yep. And then, you know, I couldn't get anywhere. I just said, okay, you know, this is $500. I'm spending too many hours on this.
Right.
I've raised more than $500 worth of hours on it. So I just kind of took it as a loss. Of course, should I close my account? Should I move my stuff everywhere? But that would have been taking more time.
So what did you do?
I just took it as a loss. I took it as a loss.
You adjusted your register accordingly.
Well, I adjusted my register accordingly, yeah, but I just didn't want to spend any more time on it. But just recently, just over the past 2 weeks, now I get this letter.
All right, you hold on, because now it's getting interesting, and I know why you got the letter right now. Do you know why? I know why. 303-713-TALK. You're going to learn something about banks you don't like and you don't want to hear, but it's true. And if you're in the banking industry, I defy you. Well, that's a terrible word. I invite you to give your input to prove I'm wrong. You can't. Anyone, and you don't have to use your name, you can be anonymous, but I promise you, you won't believe it, but it's honest to God true about banking. 303-713-TALK. More coming right up. We have open lines. You can get right through. 303-713-8255.
This report is sponsored by your local Ford store.
Tom, 1 minute, buy and build short. Buy and build short. He cleared one westbound 270 at Vasquez, backing up to Quebec. A solid drive by Gomer City. Crash being cleared. Southbound I-25 at Park as well. And the crash off highway being cleared at Hampton and River Point. That's a tough drive as it is. Just travel through there with caution. The rest of the drive across town in fairly normal shape. Northbound I-25 slow between 6th Avenue.
Now these are
the weather forecast. Well, chance of showers for the rest of today and a high of only 48. 20 seconds, buy and build short. And we're sitting at 41 with the traffic and weather. I'm Pete Wagner, 630 K-How.
If you want unsurpassed safety, technology, and a powerful turbocharged EcoBoost engine, get a Ford. If you want America's
Brian.
best-selling
Yeah.
brand, get
Oh,
a
no,
Ford.
oh, that's
Want a great deal on your next car, truck, or SUV? Get to your local Ford store today.
Let's talk about buy and build. They're moving 4800 Washington Street, buy and build. They are a spectacular place to get less than wholesale on all of your stuff. They have giant slabs of granite. They have cabinets for pennies on the dollar. They have lighting fixtures, and they have electrical fixtures, and now they even have more savings as they liquidate to move. Buy and build, 303-295-6022 if you have a specific question, or go to 4800 Washington Street, or visit online buyandbuild.net.
Tony Romo for Skechers slip-on footwear.
I would make my life easy. I got a car that can drive itself.
A.O. Smith.
Vacuums my whole house.
A.O. Smith High Recovery.
They don't have laces, so I can't.
They call it the Vertex.
Oh, the Vertex, yeah.
So it'll run 3 showers continuously.
I'm sorry,
3 showers continuously forever.
I think you asked me for a price on that.
Try Skechers.
Wait, it'll never run out, Mark? Never run out.
Never. 3 showers.
That thing's like a spaceship.
Let's talk about Fuller Law. John Fuller, he's a personal injury attorney, and here is the message. Free legal advice. If you are injured, you need to make a call. Please don't call anyone that you don't know and trust. I know and trust John Fuller. You can too. Now, you can decide if you want to hire him or not. He will give you full information and hold back nothing. And if you hire him, he only collects if you collect. 303-597-4500. 303-597-4500. Free legal advice after any personal injury.
We believe a resume is
135.
That's hard to believe. And what's the initial, 50 gallon?
They have a 50 up to 100.
But why would you ever get 100?
Because you could run 5 showers.
Oh, okay. This is incredible. I have a quick recovery, but it goes for 200 gallons.
for yourself today and get a free
Yeah, these are cost on that thing's like $3,000, $4,000. Yeah, it's like.
Say it again.
Do you have a a little bit of?
Just, did you tell me to get his ass out there?
Yeah, but I don't know if he did in time. He's like, well, I got to get dressed. I'm like, just throw on anything.
He's going to end up there tomorrow.
No, I've got to reschedule it if they miss it.
What I was going to ask, can we go off audio?
You can't do better. We literally work to earn your business every
I just wonder if the door.
Service when you list your home.
We send in a cleaning crew and a virtual tour crew right off the top.
He has stats to prove he sells faster and for more money.
We not only sell your home faster and for more money, we back it up.
Frank Duran, the real estate man with RE/MAX Alliance. 303-920-1622.
Message and data rates may apply.
Do you want to learn how to get started making money flipping houses right here in Denver? If so, we have an amazing opportunity for you. We're looking for a small group of motivated individuals to join our real estate investing team. You'll be introduced to our 3-step system for flipping homes right here in the local area. This
Yeah, but okay.
Is that okay? Every time I go off, people just start bitching.
Oh, I know. Dan wanted to turn it off. I told him to keep it on. Okay, Marco wants to talk real quick.
Just the shark bait guy on that one lady, she was making my teeth hurt.
Which one?
I'm sure it was Christine.
It was brutal. See if we can get her back on. Who was the one they said? Hey, hold on one second. Said the longest running show ever with Tom Martino, and who was the caller?
Oh, I don't remember that.
Oh, God, it was so funny. It was that one caller that we brought up a few. It was the woman that she wanted a better apartment and only paid $80 a month.
Oh.
Is he going to take that or not?
At their website, egresswindow.com, 720-626-4221. 720-626-4221.
So HVAC, I'm sure a slow season right now.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of AC tune-ups, but the rain and the snow in April doesn't help that.
No?
Well, it's
not cold enough.
We like the temperature to be up a little bit.
You're in between.
Yeah, it's tough. We like the temperature to be above 60 to do a thorough AC tune, just so the refrigerant pressures don't read correctly when it's cold out, and you don't want to run the AC when it's cold.
Right, okay. So you can't even do a good tune-up.
We can. I mean, it's just that last piece of just getting accurate refrigerant levels is tough.
Gotcha. This really is a bad time.
But thankfully, the snow should be done for the season. And
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. Now, this Wells Fargo thing,
I don't think I'm going to have enough time to get through it all, but Robert, I'm going to tell you that I can't stand the banking industry. Now, I don't feel about banking like I do insurance. Insurance, these people in insurance, maybe not intentionally, at the top they are, but insurance people are evil, okay? It's just, it's an evil industry. They have no intention of helping people. It is like organized crime. They came in, for example, in the medical and health fields and said, let's insert ourselves and charge for our services, but give less to what consumers get, and we take a scrape off the top. And in others insurances, it works as well. But when it comes to banking, I don't think they're evil. I just think that they are stupid. Now, with banking, here's something I want to tell you. Even if you had gotten a receipt, it would not have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered because they reserve the right to withdraw your money until deposits are verified. In fact, some deposit slips say all deposits subject to verification. Now, I want to tell people this, and it's just plain and simple. Ask a banker, when is my deposit verified? And they cannot answer you. You will never get a receipt that says this deposit is verified, ever, ever. If it goes through bookkeeping, you say, okay, it went through your bookkeeping, you closed and balanced the books for the day. Can I get a verified receipt? You won't. They won't, because they never, ever, ever, ever accept responsibility for your money. In this case, it's a prime example, okay? But it doesn't matter if you had a receipt or not. They are simply saying, you know what, it's done. Now, you don't have the money. But why did they contact you? You just chalked it up. So why are they contacting you now? I'll tell you why. Because if there are any issues, they have a 6-year statute of limitations, and it's right at the 6-year mark. So what do they want right now?
They probably want me to give up again as well.
No, what do they want? I mean, you already gave up the $500, so what do they want?
Well, this is interesting because I'm asking them what they want, because they said, why are you calling me? I had
right. They want them to close the ticket out.
They want to close the ticket out.
What ticket? You never contested it.
I did contest it in the past. I have a renewed case number now from one woman, Brenda.
When is your 6-year mark? Because you can't get a judgment beyond that.
Well, I don't know the exact date, but it probably would have been in 2013. They can't even give me the exact date when this happened. They want me to look it up. They want me to supply them with the police report. Brenda actually said, I can't do anything unless you supply me with the police report. What does that got to do with anything?
Well, I don't mind them asking for the police report.
It's okay they ask, but I can only go back 3 years in Colorado Springs to do that. So.
Well, you don't have any records.
I don't have any records other than...
Then tell them that.
Yeah, I told them that. I said, I've got,
tell them the only thing you remember is that they refused to make good the $500 the teller stole from you, and the teller was fired for it. Just tell them that.
I did, and they just don't care.
So what do they want, though? If they don't care, then okay, what do they want? Why do they want information? If they're not going to do anything, why do they want information?
That's an excellent question, Tom. I appreciate you asking that over the air.
You really don't know, do you?
No, I think that what you just said could be the exact case, that they're coming up on a statute of limitations. I had no idea.
But why? But did they want to, I mean, if they're coming up on the statute and they think they're going to be sued, they just shut up and you lose your right. So I don't understand. Are they looking to come after you? What are they looking for? By the way, I mean, we got to ruminate on this. I don't know what they want. Did you ask straight up, what do you want?
Yeah, I said, what do you want from me? I said, can you just please reimburse me the money? Why are you reminding me of this? You know, I put this in the past. Now I'm going over this again. Now I'm all amped up again. I've got a current case number.
I would ignore it then. What else can I tell you to do? Ignore it. Ignore it. There's nothing you can do. I would close all my accounts. I'd never have an account there. Maria, what is your... We're going to start thinking about this, and I want to talk about some stuff coming up. What is your question category for 24/7? Fix it 24/7.
My AC wasn't working so well last summer, and I'm thinking about getting it tuned up.
All right.
Thinking that might help. So I'm just wondering when's a good time.
Well, we're going to talk about that. Like, what is it really? Okay? That's what we're really going to talk about.
Green Fairy, Green.
Kids are giving their parents the business when it comes to cereal.
Mom, Dad, we need to talk, okay? Our cereals have way too much sugar.
Oh.
It has less sugar and it's
Ryan, you play racquetball?
Any questions?
I used to.
Everybody says that. Am I not kidding? Everybody used to.
My neighbor up there says it's a dead sport.
I haven't played since college. Up in Greeley, they have some racquetball.
It's not handball. Now tell me how handball differs.
I don't think I've ever played handball.
I have never either. A little smaller
Or highlight.
harder ball, smaller and harder ball, and you play the gloves.
Line by line, and that really allows us to do an effective job to make sure we're doing what's in your best interest.
I think that's a dead sport.
There's, what was that one we were going to play one of these days up there? The weird little pickleball. You ever heard of that one?
Yeah.
That's wild. It looks like a mini tennis court
with
ping pong things.
Yeah, with the wooden paddles or whatever it is. And the wiffle balls.
Ideal. A wiffle ball.
Yeah.
That's not wiffle, though.
That's getting pretty popular.
It is.
Yeah, we see people in there all the time.
A lot of parks are adding those little
they are?
courts.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like the newer parks.
I can see that because they're smaller, they take up less
That
space.
just made me think of a game I loved in junior high, Foursquare. Remember that?
Foursquare? Is that hopscotch, you mean?
No.
With the rubber ball,
With
right?
the rubber ball.
Yeah.
Never played it. Never heard of it.
They played that back
Never
in
heard
the
of
day,
it.
yeah.
You know what was a good thing? What was that one that we hit around that pole?
Tetherball?
Tetherball. That used to be fun.
Yeah.
In the attic upstairs above Miles' room. Yes, Marco, I'm meeting with him Wednesday to get everything signed. We're done. But we still might even have another one I filled,
No,
too.
I know, because we can.
We'll just make that work.
Let's see.
But he'll get 3 a week. Exactly what Wink had.
And then just, if anything happens.
But we also want him to, I want him on the bench. I think he's the only one that I know that I think would do all right when we're
Well, if he doesn't go crazy and you know, he has a tendency.
He might bury himself, but that's...
No, I'm saying when you ask a question on my car is
yeah, I know.
making this noise.
Yeah, I know. And an hour later.
When were cars invented? You know, and who invented them?
I don't think that'll happen, but who knows? I think he's entertaining as hell, though.
Yeah.
He's definitely...
We have to get him in more for that to happen.
That's exactly what we need to do.
And that not piss other people off. Because
No, but, I mean, other people got to realize we also need that as a bench. I can't imagine them wanting to be on the bench. Can you? Did you ever ask them?
No, there's no qualification.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what people want.
Yeah, of course.
He's got to wear that one
The
suit.
worst, and I hope he's listening, the worst fill-in you ever had in your life was that Mike Moe. He was the boringest bastard I ever heard in my life.
It was terrible.
He was terrible.
You weren't here. Remember when he wore that suit, Tom?
Who? Marco? What was it like?
Do you want me to tell
Yeah, I
Ramos he
think I
needs
got
to
a
be on the
picture.
log for us to do a live with him?
Oh, of course. It
okay.
has to be a log.
So I'm going to tell him today we can't come
But if
up-
he's on the log this
Then-
week,
Okay.
yeah, let's see.
Grant can't look to the future.
Well,
he
he
only
can.
gets the day-to-day.
Ask him to ask his sales rep when he's on the log.
Okay.
And if he's not, we'll make it up.
But
and
tell him
then
it's got to be
in the future.
third hour live.
Third hour.
Yeah, I can make that happen. That doesn't matter. Don't even bother him with that. Just see if he's on the log. Thanks for shaking your head.
God, that throws me off. I always think we're coming back when these stupid songs are going.
No, I said Marco's got to wear that suit. Tom actually said people call in and say if you like Marco's suit.
Who used to wear the craziest suits in this building, though? Crazy.
Reggie McDaniel.
Reggie McDaniel. Oh my God, he looked like a pimp, boy.
McDaniel.
He'd wear the whole hat, the feather,
The hat,
purple, pink,
I miss him.
cane, the whole bit.
No way. I wore that for Halloween.
He was the Mac
Good
Daddy.
guy, man. He was genuinely a good guy.
I remember asking
Was he a
him.
football player?
No. I remember
He
asking
was
him.
actually,
He did movie reviews.
but he was actually Navy Special Forces.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Navy Intelligence, sorry.
I said to him, how do you get all these interviews? He'd have Brad Pitt, anybody he'd have. I said, how do you get these? And he'd go, you never piss them off, you always kiss their ass and tell them how good the movie was. So he never had a bad review if you really listen. Not one movie was ever bad. Ever.
Days in and Super
The everyday
A great
people's
hotel
critic.
by Wyndham
Yep.
is closer than you think. Find
Where,
one
where,
near
where
you.
is he now? I should look up Reggie McDaniel.
Hotels.com.
Oh.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, he was
Here's
on
what happened.
oxygen forever and a day.
No, he was on oxygen and he was having a really tough time. Then he got off it and said, somebody came up to him and healed him. He said, you are healed. And he didn't even believe that stuff he said. And then he was going great without oxygen, then death.
Why didn't he move to a lower elevation? That helps a lot.
Yeah, man. I don't
People
even know
don't
what he
do
had
that.
wrong with him. I don't remember. But I know that I didn't think truly he was really sick. I just thought it was oxygen.
No, I thought he had
overweight. I didn't know he had
lung
real
cancer or
No, he got really sick and died. I didn't even
emphysema.
know.
Oh.
He never complained.
Never saw him complain.
I mean, I truly didn't know he was sick. Other
He
than the
toted around, one of them portable deals.
Such a good guy.
God, he had the best interviews though.
He was funny and entertaining.
And he sounded, he had that sound.
Reggie McDaniel.
Yep, that's right.
Reggie McDaniel. Everyday people.
And then, he would go on Rosen on Fridays.
We were at a dinner, and it was at the film festival, I think, down at some event center, and he came up and asked a question of somebody and said, "Uh-oh, looks like I just did a faux pox."
See, people like that who can laugh at themselves.
Because he said something, and he said, "Faux power."
He was entertaining, man.
Look him up.
It is funny though.
Look
He
him up.
never had a bad review.
Look up his images. He looks so good. Purple suit, red suit.
Oh yeah, just click images.
So that's him. He is kind of chubby.
Yeah,
Friendly
that
looking
suit's
guy.
not real, man. This must be. Go back to
Do you
Google.
know anyone that did not like that man?
No.
Nope. Can't even happen.
Now go up and.
Not many people like that.
Oh.
You'll never paint
There you go.
Save now 40% at khwindows.com.
Yeah, that's like
one of them.
Yeah, but I mean, some were pink,
Reggie
purple,
McDaniel.
and I don't see the hat anywhere.
Is this him?
Everyday people's entertainment guy.
These are just
When did he die? How long ago?
Shit, it's been a while, hasn't it? 5, 10?
Let's see.
Reggie Rivers, wasn't he on?
He was on K-House.
He was a football team.
He played for the Broncos.
Whatever happened to him?
I don't know.
Who's that?
Reggie Rivers.
He got canned from here tonight. Actually, I might have seen him on Channel 4-7 doing something. I don't remember.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. This hour brought to you by the very best One Clear Choice garage doors. You know what I do when I buy a place? I call One Clear Choice. In fact, I was just talking about him and said I need to get him out there to check the garage doors, free of charge. Tell me what I need, get it working, make it perfect. Anyway, I really do use them and rely on them, and you can too. Okay. 303-565-6409, OneClearChoiceDoors.com. Here's the deal. Let's solve your problems, okay? Maria wants to know about what is a tune-up. And you know what? That's a good question because it's a come-on for a lot of companies. This clean and tune-up, it's a come-on. Denise has a follow-up with the electric dryer vent. Now, this was weird. She wanted to know, this was weird. I want to go to her first and then go back to Maria. And then Mark wants to talk about car leases. So all of you stay on the line. We have lines open at 303-713-TALK. Today in the house we have someone from the referral list, Fix It 24/7. Now, Denise, here's the deal, Denise. I was so flabbergasted and curious. Your dryer takes 4 hours to dry. Is that right? And we said, listen, this is terrible. This is the vent problem. You said, well, it's a design defect. Then we looked it up and found a lot of people online had the same problem with this particular dryer. And we kind of tried to troubleshoot it live on the air. And one of the things we came up with, the design of this thing has the lint gathering underneath the dryer where the hose comes from the filter housing out to the back of the dryer, if you can picture this. There's a short piece that goes from the dryer vent housing out to the back, and then that back connects to, of course, your dryer vent. But here's the deal. The reason we thought there was something very queer about this is that you said that if your husband cleans it and you reuse it, it only takes 2 loads to get reclogged up. And we said, wait a minute. When you first bought this, it took 3 years for this to surface, for it to build up. Why would it take only 2 loads to completely clog? Because there's not enough lint in 2 loads of laundry to completely clog that 4-inch or 3 or 4-inch thing underneath the dryer. So we were very puzzled. And what one person suggested is that your husband may have not completely cleaned out all of the lint underneath, and if you really cleaned it out or got a new piece underneath, it would give it the same start as it was when it was new, and it would take another maybe 3 years to build up again. Anyway, this was all speculation, but we asked you to check. Your husband is an engineer, you mentioned. It's not like he's some slouch that doesn't know what he's doing. What did we figure out, Denise? Anything?
Well, and your theory's great, Tom, so thanks for taking my call again. So we did clean the vents out completely, and he cleaned the lint out of the interior of the dryer where it just blows directly in.
And did he do it underneath that short run from the housing to the vent hookup?
Yeah, our system goes up and out. We have a log home, so it goes up and out through the logs. And
no, you know, I'm talking about the dryer part, underneath the dryer.
Yep.
Okay.
No, we cleaned that out completely.
And then what?
And so I did another load of clothes, and it takes 3 hours to dry those.
Oh, my God. It didn't help at all.
Not really, no. The intrinsic problem with the design on this dryer is that it bypasses the lint screen. The lint goes into the interior of the dryer, and now the dryer just does not dry clothes.
Yeah, but there's still a reason why it went 3 or 4 years and now it only goes 1 load.
Yeah.
That's the part.
What do you think?
What do I think?
Yeah, or your husband. I mean, why? Why, if it, like we said, if it went 3 years in the beginning for this to clog, why does it now only take 1 load to clog?
I think it built up like paper mache in there.
I don't
It's
know.
not being cleaned
But
properly.
her husband looked at it, right? Did he look at that one short run from the filter housing to the rear?
Yes, and he's shown a flashlight through, and it was all clear, and I was there.
I believe you.
We need to send up an engineer.
No, I don't think it's clogged. I don't think it's clogged, and maybe it's not a vent problem. Maybe it's another dryer problem. We're just overlooking it. Maybe it's a heat problem.
The element?
I don't know.
No, but she says it works fine for 1 or 2 times.
It works 1 or 2 times. It takes a couple hours to dry the clothes.
This has Deputy Dan written all over it.
No, but remember, we wanted to go check it, but she's like located
She's in Netherlands.
Hop, skip, and a jump.
In Netherlands, yeah.
Gosh, how long does it take to get to Denver?
It's 50 miles away.
Oh, that's not terrible.
Oh, Deputy Dan could be there in, what, an hour?
Well, sure. You know.
Give Suzanne your address off the air, please. We need to figure out how to get somebody up there.
Oh, okay.
Hold on a second. We have a comment from Richard. Richard, what's going on? Hey, let's call an appliance. Do we have any appliance repair people we can call? Yes, Richard.
If it's not gas dryer, it's electric element dryer, and maybe the elements are just...
That's what we were thinking. So thank you for that. I mean, we were thinking that. Leroy, what is your comment?
I had the same thing going on. And what I found out after I tore everything apart and looked at it, look at the screen. The filter screen if you use fabric softener, puts like a clear buildup on it, and it'll look clean, but it's really not.
Oh, so air is not flowing.
Yeah.
So a filter screen, from where exactly?
Where the filter is. That, you know, what he's saying is your filter element might be coated.
So wouldn't the Columbine appliance repair, they're very, very good, have caught that? I mean,
you would think.
At the design of this dryer. And
if they're so good, why isn't it working? I'm missing that.
Do you have a filter element or something that captures the lint?
Okay. The problem, the technician from Columbine.
No, I'm just asking, Denise, I don't want to rehash. I'm just asking, do you have the frame that you pull out, is there a filter on it? Even if it's not going through that filter, is there a filter? Well, I'm suggesting, well, what do you mean you don't know? You've been screwing around with this thing.
No, my husband does.
Are you home right now? Are you home?
I'm not in the house right now.
Could you, will you ever be in the house during the show?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Here's what I want to do.
To the house right now.
Well, okay. Well, you can. Okay. If you can.
Let me go do that.
How far away? I don't want to make it inconvenient.
No. I'm in my barn ahead.
Oh,
you're feed my cats in the barn. So.
Feed your cats. What about your horses?
They have passed away.
Oh.
But let me go.
So now you have a whole barn just for lousy cats?
Well, no, it's a long story,
Okay.
Tom. I live in an old town site.
Okay.
And the barn is here from the old days.
How many cats do you have?
I have 6 rescue cats.
No, you're on the border of being crazy.
Yeah, but they're barn cats.
Yeah, barn cat. I mean, crazy ladies start at about 5
3
cats.
live in the house, 3 live in the barn.
Okay.
So,
because that's my meter for crazy ladies is the number of cats.
I understand.
All right, hold on, Denise, and call
us.
Suzanne, would you do me a favor and tell us when she's back at the house? I got a quick question. Now, Maria, you want to know what the heck is this? You hear all the time about this inspection and tune-up, and you had problems last year with your air conditioner, right?
It was running. It just wasn't cooling as well as it normally does.
And rather than go hunting and pecking, you figure, if I get this tune-up, they're going to go through the whole system, and if they find something, they find it, right?
Yes.
Well, I'm going to tell you what they do. They go through the whole system, but you bring up a topic that's more important because everyone says they do a clean and tune-up, and they all have specials. And so some specials are as low as $19.95 sometimes. Some are as high as $69.95. And they're all, if they're done properly, worth more if they're done properly. But what exactly is it? I mean, truly, because I think most inspections and tune-ups, whether it be electrical or plumbing or HVAC, what do you think they're for, Marie? What do you really think the reason they do them?
Well, I think that the reason that they do them is to see if there's an issue, really.
They want to fix something if they can. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Wouldn't you want to know if something's broken? I think companies want to get inside your house. They want to put a sticker there, and they want you to call them when something's wrong. Look at One Clear Choice Garage Doors. Why do you think they do those inspections? They want to be a garage door company. If they come and find nothing wrong and tune it up and lubricate it next time you have a garage door problem, they hope you call them, and you probably will. Now, Fix It 24/7, they want to be your company too, but this is one of the few companies, honest to God, I watched them, that they work their asses off for this $39. It's worth so much more. I mean, and now, Brian, I'm serious. I don't mean to, like stroke you here because you're here, but the truth is you guys spend a lot of time on that unit.
Absolutely. I mean, it's usually 90 minutes, 2 hours, even more than that if it's necessary.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So you take out the blower motor if it's the furnace, right?
Yeah, we completely pull it out. We'll take it apart. We'll clean it.
The fins and everything.
Yeah.
And if you can lubricate, you can. The burners, you remove if you can.
Yeah, we take apart everything.
I always say to the extent it can be, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to drill out rivets and stuff, but
no.
But you will take it apart and lay them out.
Absolutely. Now, in Maria, just a couple things. If it was working right and not cooling properly, I mean, when was the last time you had it tuned up?
Yeah, when was the last time anybody even looked at it, Maria?
Oh, it's been a couple years.
Okay. So why do you ask?
Well, variety of issues. Some companies, again, just looking for an issue, they can come in and say, oh, your Freon's low, you need more Freon. Or really, it could just be dirty. It could be clogged up. The coil could be clogged up with dirt and dust, which is what kills these systems.
People really don't need to have a professional out to turn on their air every year, do they? I don't think they do. I mean, you'd love it, I guess.
I mean, if you sense that something's wrong, I would suggest it. But if you have no idea, if everything's been perfectly fine, you don't need a professional to come turn on your AC.
But how often would you do these cleans?
Once a year. Once a year on the AC, once a year on the furnace.
You
absolutely.
would.
If you want it to last a long time, if you want to prevent breakdowns.
Because George said 80% of all wear comes from dirt.
Yes. Yeah, and then, you know...
Even if you change your filters, we're not talking about that dirt. We're talking about dirt on the fan. We're talking about dirt on the burners. Hold on a second. We'll come back to this, okay? Also, Mark, I haven't forgot about your car lease questions, Mark. I just want to ask something quickly. Are you leasing? Are you thinking about leasing a car?
I am thinking about it, and I have the paperwork in front of me, but I haven't signed anything.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. I love doing this before people either make a mistake, possibly, maybe not, Mark. I'll come back to you, too. We got more coming up. And we got David, who's an appliance repair guy. He wants to comment. Dave, please hang on there, okay?
This report is sponsored by Wyndham.
Tom, 1 minute. Rocky's Auto Long. Rocky's Auto Long.
So area freeway system, nothing out of the ordinary. Westbound 270.
It's too bad you don't want to be part of our bowling league there, bud.
Wait, what bowling league?
Suzanne and I are doing one with Mike Wolf and his wife.
Mike? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn, I wish I could bowl worth the damn.
I do about 150.
You know my
If they
problem
put the
is,
bumpers up, though.
I don't do anything like that good. I don't have an activity.
Yeah.
That I do really. I mean, I'm
well, you fly.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm talking about athletic. If I had to pick the best athletic event, it would be ping pong, which is embarrassing, right? But
how often do you drum?
Hey, ping pong's a great sport.
When I get my house, more. Trust me. Drum? Oh yeah. You're gonna come over.
Find one near you and book direct
We'll go over and play racquetball.
hotels.com.
Rocky's Autos. I love Rocky's. Think about this. We know so many dealers that sell cars, and we never get complaints about Rocky's. Now, I'm not begging for complaints, but what I'm saying is they're just straightforward thinking guys, okay, and gals. You have the prices clearly marked. You have 40 lenders they choose from, so they don't have to stick you with one lender. And then they have all of the selection you would ever want, or they change so often you'll find something if you keep shopping. It's Rocky's. You're not going to get hoodwinked. You're not going to get sold into something because they know the something you want will be there. Rocky's Autos, 63rd and Federal, Monday through Friday, 9 to 7, Saturdays, 9 to 6, 303-426-4646, or just drop by 63rd and Federal. Rocky'sAutos.com is the website, but it changes often. That's 63rd and Federal, Rocky's Auto.
You can get an instant online quote for a new furnace or air.
Dun-dun-dun-bum-bum. So, Brian, this woman here, Maria, is going to ask about what's involved. What I want to know is,
you shave your pubes.
If you offer no breakdown guarantee, what is that? That you refund the price. You don't obviously fix it free, but you refund the price.
We'll come out and do the diagnostic free of charge. So there will be no service fee if we have to come back.
And then, and that's reimbursing for the...
More or less, yeah.
Okay, so as far as the furnace one, right now you're doing both the furnace and the air. It says 68, but George always drops it when they're special.
Yeah, we can do like let's do like a 55.
Oh, what is it?
He was doing 48, so I don't want to
run the SPCA.
Either not mention it or 48.
It's 48.
You just pulled it from.
Do like a limited amount.
The court's probably moved by now.
See,
Freaking coyote, who wants coyote?
my recommendation, look at this, is to go crazy low and do 3. Listen,
Isn't that, that's nothing but a...
Anyone else that calls, you say, look, we'll do, we can't do it for that, but we'll do 48. Or we'll do 60. I don't care what you do after that. But I would do crazy low for 3 like 1995. Just do it, because your phone will ring off the hook and you'll get it. That's what I was finding for.
1997 uses proprietary methods to help your body regenerate naturally. Check them out at downtownshealthcare.com.
Hey, here's a trivia question.
Listen to
What's
Where Uncle Joe's going to run?
Smollett's brother's name?
Jussie?
Jussie Smollett's
Jesse.
brother.
No, what is it?
Joe. Can you pass it?
Listen, what's going on with that case? Did they find that she really interfered?
They're trying to sue him for $130,000.
No, but what did they find out about the prosecution?
No, she acknowledged he was guilty, but they...
And said it's not worth going after.
It's not yet.
You don't have to go after everybody.
They were trying to what did she say? They're trying to over-prosecute.
Yeah, because they had 16 felonies on it. Which they always do. They always do, so they throw them on there and take them off.
And generally what happens, you admit guilt, and then they bring it down to a normal deal.
Why did they let him go completely?
Oh, I think it was...
They should have fined him 130 if they wanted it.
Yes, that's what they should have done. That's what they should have done.
This guy is finished, do you think, or do you think
He's pretty much finished, yeah.
Or because he's a liberal, they'll give him a break?
No, he's correct.
I think it might be a couple of years.
The one that still gets me is Mel Gibson, though, man. Not only did he go off on that anti-Jewish rant, but he did something else around like 05 or 06.
Didn't he have a thing with his wife or something?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. What did he say about her?
Well, he's not exactly on top of the world, Omar.
But he's a great director.
No, but they brought him
out for a while. He was like blacklisted.
And then they brought him back
for that Hacksaw Ridge movie. That director.
Good movie, man. He's really good. He's good.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Okay, so let's get to the phones. I want to really take care of everyone now. First with Denise, if she's back at the house, I got to do that. We got a lot to juggle. Is she back at the house?
She is, Tom.
Denise, are you at the dryer?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Pull out the filter as if you're going to clean it.
Okay, you mean the lint screen?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Well, isn't there two of them? One at the back and then one in the front?
Not usually, no. I don't know of any with two, but maybe. This one that you have, you pulled out. It's clean, right?
Yep, totally clean.
Okay. I want you to test a couple garments or stuff without that in it at all. Since you say it's bypassing it, what difference would it make?
Sure, okay. I can put some stuff in there.
That's what I want. That's all I want. I have a weird idea. I just want to know if that guy's theory has any validity at all, just for the heck of it. It's not going to hurt anything since you say it's bypassed. So leave the frame out completely and just run a load really quickly, a small load or whatever. You'll know. It doesn't have to be a whole load, just something that would give you an indication of whether or not it's drying properly. Now, with this inspection, I want to make sure people do get something for money. That you go through the whole damn thing. I've seen it. And I know you're not doing it just for me because other people have called, okay? Absolutely. Now, obviously you want to be their company. There's nothing wrong with that. It's called a lead source. You want to be their company. So you're going to go through it and you check pressures on the AC if you do the AC part, right?
Absolutely, yep.
And clean everything.
Clean everything, check every component.
And electrical parts, you clean everything, right? Yep. Now you're back on, Maria. So what they give you a no breakdown guarantee. That means if you do have a breakdown, they refund the call, meaning they'll come back free of charge and then find out why. But normally, most systems are going to be in good shape except for some minor things. Okay.
Yeah, and just one important thing to note. We don't go on tune-ups looking for problems. We're going in, unless you say, hey, it's not working.
Right.
We're going in expecting that everything's good. We want to make sure it stays good. We want to make sure that you don't have a breakdown this summer.
But there's nothing wrong with finding a problem if there truly is one. What I have a problem with is when people exaggerate or lie. And I know you guys don't. I know it from the bottom of my heart. You may make a mistake now and then, but if they do make a mistake, Maria, they actually end up buying it for you. I mean, if they make it
right 100%.
Yeah, they make it right 100%. So here's what I want to know though. When you go in there, what are the common things that do go wrong? I just want to know. Like, I think, do thermocouples go wrong like they used to? They would get gunked up, or does a good cleaning fix them?
No, thermocouples aren't really a common issue. Really,
because you have igniters now, right?
Yeah, really the main thing is your common components, your capacitors get below value, your blower motors, break the seal, they overheat. It always goes back to dirt, dust, and debris. And the more dirt that builds up on those components, the hotter they run, the longer they run to achieve the same.
For air, too, not just the furnace.
Yep.
So, Maria, if you had any issues when you shut it down last year, I mean, here's the deal. It's $39, right, for a complete check of the system. They were running a special for both furnace and this. But I'm going to tell you, if for you, we're going to do something very special for that air conditioning system, and then we're going to do it, but I can't even tell you about it now, but we'll put you down for one of them, okay? But if you want it. Now, Suzanne, get her number, and if she wants it when I announce this special, she can have one of them, okay? I'm going to offer 3 of them. She can have one. That'll be 2 left, promise. Oh, let me just do it now. Listen carefully. They're going to do your complete air C checkup, tune-up, clean-up, lube, adjustments, minor, no big repairs. Now listen, this is unheard of, $19.95. Or you can have the furnace done for that, $19.95. Okay? That is an incredible deal. Now they're not going to do both. They're going to do one or the other. It's $19.95. We're talking under $20 to get it up and running, and you know it's in great shape. $19.95, but we're only doing 3. Maria has one of them, so you can only get one more. And if you call and you're not one of the 3, maybe you can talk them into another deal. I don't know, but I know this. No matter what, you're going to get a special deal today. But I'm starting out. The next 2 that call, $19.95, the number is 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939. Mark, what is your car lease question? You're there. You got the paperwork. Let's do it. What do you got?
Yes. Hey, Tom. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir. What are you leasing?
Well, I'm looking at leasing, possibly buying it. I've done before, leasing and buying before. It's a 2019 Corvette.
Okay. Now this is more of a jolly ha-ha I want to than a practical, which is not bad. I mean, I love Corvettes. But I'm just going to give you the general rules of a lease before we even get started. Number 1, if you're not going to hold it for the time of the lease, you will never, ever benefit. And I mean never. I don't care what anyone tells you. If you can't keep it right to the end of the lease, never lease a car. Never. Okay, that's 1. Number 2, never trade in a car on a lease, ever. Ever. If you have to get rid of a car, sell it. If you're upside down, sell it. It's never going to do you any good. Even if you own a $10,000 car free and clear, do not trade it in. It will evaporate. You will get no value for it, and they'll finagle it and tell you do. You won't get value. Okay?
Okay.
And number 3, if you can't live within the miles of the lease, do not do it, no matter what. Do not do it.
And my God, don't overpay for it.
Well, that's acquisition. That's right. Don't ever let them sell you more than you would buy. And then when you buy, make sure the acquisition cost that the leaseor pays is not over what a great deal is. Just because you're leasing and the payments are lower anyway, people have a tendency to ignore the acquisition price. That acquisition cost should be right in line with a great deal if you bought it. Then the depreciation will then be less and the residual will be more, and you'll end up better off. Now, I want to go through yours specifically when we come back.
I'll tell you what, that could be huge on electric cars. Not just
Here's
Tesla.
another one. I'm sorry.
K&H long in 1 minute.
There's got to be a way that they automatically ground out.
What's happening?
Oh, a Tesla car exploded.
In China.
I mean, exploded.
In China.
Yeah.
Just hard to fit batteries, right?
I'm sure that.
God, he only was 60 years old when he died. Reggie. Damn. What a he looked older, that's for damn sure.
20 seconds.
Yeah, I do commercials for it. Right now, overcast, 41. Your traffic and weather. I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30 Hey, Hal.
With more than 6,000 hotels across the country, including La Quinta, Days Inn, and Super 8, a great hotel by Wyndham is closer than you think. Find one near you and book direct at wyndhamhotels.com.
Okay, let's talk about K&H Home Solutions. They have a siding special for the very best siding anywhere for 40% off. That's nearly half. Think about that. It outperforms all competitors in all categories. In color, the color's through and through. When it comes to hailstorms and all weather, you never have to worry about K&H Home Solutions and the Everlast siding. It's also zero maintenance. So call for this, okay? Lifetime warranty. You'll never have a problem with this beautiful siding, especially when it's put on by the experts at K&H who guarantee their installations forever. KHWindows.com. Make your own appointment. They also have windows and doors right now for 25% off. They are the great place to go for windows, doors, siding, and more. That's K&H Home Solutions, 303-421-7100, 303-421-7100, KHWindows.com.
I ordered a new camera.
For that there?
Yeah. I'll show you.
Is it focusable?
Is it what?
Focusable? Can you focus it?
No, but it's much higher resolution, and what I really liked about it said the microphone has dual microphones are a hell of a lot better. It says. But I'll show you what it looks like if I can find it.
That's the other complaint.
Actually,
We're too loud. I can't hear you guys talk.
okay, here it is. That's right here. It's a C920.
There's somebody, as far as this fix-it service of Northern Front Range, how north do you go?
Longmont,
Longmont?
Erie, let me see. Yeah, Longmont, about Longmont-ish. Firestone.
Dual stereo mics, automatic noise reduction.
Check out the new orthodontics, Dr. Kent Lawson. You will love it. In just 2 years, you can have
It says, this camera is so easy to use, even a bad engineer will be able to figure out how to use
all in this.
Who said that?
And it's a fraction of the cost. A
This,
fraction of the cost of conventional orthodontics. Are you on Google, Mark? Mark, are you on Google?
Yeah.
For your whole mouth. With the new orthodontics, you do it for a couple grand and you get straight
I mean,
teeth.
where you see the
They
message.
have mouthpieces
Yep.
that you wear that widens your palate, your teeth straight, and then they finish it off with
Zirale House.
never any surgeries, and you don't have any
Jessica
extractions.
says, tell her to clean her lint path. I did, my dryer works great now. They've been through it over and over again.
They're missing something.
303-690.
I like how she says that. Whoever's coming out to fix it is a great company, but yet they can't fix it.
Did they clean all the way out to the
They said
the
she
outside?
did.
Not just that.
Well,
She said she did the part underneath, but I'm just wondering all the way out. The
I thought she said she did, but
The worst design, our old house in Castle Rock, the washer and dryer were on the second story,
yeah, that's.
and it went up to the roof.
Yeah.
It was so long, it had to be a 40-foot run, straight up in the air.
And I'll bet you just tons of stuff just settled down to the bottom after it shut off. I don't know how you get that much pressure to blow the wind up there.
At jhow.com.
Pro Auto Care is my car nanny. Not only do they keep track of what I need and when I need it, they email me reminders. Then we'll
typically straight out is best.
whenever I need
Yep.
them. Owner Alamo.
We print out the schedule, all the maintenance, and what we put in your car.
Get your nanny. Get Pro
You see Megan Kelly? She looks pretty good in bikini, boy.
Where'd you see her and why?
TMZ.
How old is she?
I don't know.
But why is she on?
She's not doing anything.
They just caught her on a
Yeah.
vacation or something.
No, she's not doing anything. She's not working. So she says, what does it say? Putting in work on her bikini bottom.
She's got more money than she needs the rest of her life.
Yeah.
She's not on the whatever show anymore?
Fox?
Yeah, or
No,
Today's Show or something?
No, she got let go because what'd she say again? She said it was okay when she was young to do blackface for Halloween.
That's all she said.
Yeah.
She said, oh, when we were young, there's nothing wrong with it. And I thought, I don't think she was saying it's acceptable at all, or she thought it was. She was saying in general, nobody objected.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Here to help you solve problems, answer questions, take complaints, and make your life just a little easier. That's what we do, and we mean it. So, these car lease questions, Mark, I told you what the first things to do, and if anyone's listening, I'm not going to recap. You're going to have to listen to the podcast, but what are your specific questions about your lease? Let's go through it. What car is it? It's a 2019 Corvette, right?
Correct.
And what about the acquisition cost?
Okay, so the MSRP is 71. The dealership.
Now, is this is not one of the new platforms, the 8, is it?
No, that's not coming out till later this fall.
You're going to be pissed that you do this one when that comes out. That's going to be the best value on the entire market ever. Of all sports cars, of all. Not of course sedans and all that, but I mean if you want a sports car that will outperform a Porsche, outperform a Ferrari, outperform anything with a mid-engine, and I'm telling you, they've outdone themselves on this one. But
and the price point is crazy good.
Well, here's all I'm saying to you. Yeah. It's going to down the value.
No, I understand.
All right, but go ahead. Let's talk about. That's why this one is probably a great deal. What's the MSRP on this?
So MSRP is 71.
Okay.
They're going to sell me the car for 61.
Okay.
Okay.
So that they're going to sell it to the leaseor at 61.
I guess yes.
Okay.
And the residual on it is 41.
So what So what they're saying is $20,000 for how long?
It's a 3-year lease.
Okay, so you're renting the car. Well, you're not really. You know what I mean. You're financing $20,000 for 3 years.
Yes. And so my question is, my credit score came in at around 760. Okay. So my credit was fine, and the money factor they came in, and I understand money factor was like 0.0021. When you kind of convert that to interest rate, it's right around 5%.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have the paperwork from the dealership, and I'm looking at it, and what bothers me is there's a rent charge, and the rent charge is, it's not like buying a car. The rent charge is like it's the finance charge that the leasing company is charging me over the 3 years.
What do you mean rent charge? What are you renting?
Well, they don't use they use interest rates. I mean, because I'm borrowing like that depreciation, which is $20,000.
That's
over
right.
3 years.
That's right.
I'm borrowing that money from the leasing company. Okay.
That's right.
And supposedly the dealership is telling me I'm going to pay a 5% interest rate.
Okay.
But what in leases they use is what's called a rent charge, which is basically it's the amount of interest you're paying over that 3 years.
I see what you mean, to rent the money, right? Mm-hmm.
And it came out to $7,900.
Well, hold on.
And
how much is your monthly payment?
$795.
Okay, so all you do is you take what the payment would be, which is $555 at zero, and then you subtract it from what?
$795.
Okay, so $795. You just do that. So that will tell you what you're paying no matter what, and if you can live with it. I mean, you're going to pay something for financing no matter what. So you're paying $240 a month.
Exactly. But when I'm running the numbers, they're telling me that this $240 a month on $20,000. I'm borrowing $20,000, $240 in interest a month over 3 years. That's 5%. When I run the calculations, I'm coming up more into the 21%.
Right.
area.
That's because the way leases do it, they do this on purpose because they know people don't do what you just did. So what I'm saying is the 240, if you look at it, times 36. Okay, that's what you look at. What you're paying total for this car, not the 240. I'm sorry. The 795 is what you look at. You look at 795 times 36, okay?
Right,
and then
29,000.
Okay, now this is how I analyze. So you have 28,620, right? Now you add to it the residual that you would have to pay to own it, and that's 41, right?
Yep.
Okay. Now this is what's called total dollars out. You've just added up your lease payment, $28,620. Now you add to it $41,000.
Yep.
Okay.
69.
And now you come up with your total money out to own the car is $69,620, and that car is selling for car is selling for $61 right now if you bought it, right? Okay, so if you do the total numbers out on a loan and compare it to the $69,620, it will give you an honest-to-God accurate price as to whether it's good or not. In other words, there's no magic in numbers ever. I don't care what the interest rate is. I don't care what the residual is. I don't care what the acquisition, well, I really do. But if you look at the total dollars out, your payment per month comes to X amount of dollars, $28,620. Your residual is $41. So to own that car in 3 years is $69,620. What would it be if you purchased it total dollars out? I'm not talking about anything but total dollars out. What would you put down? What would you have financed? And what would it be? Compare that number to the $69,620, and you will have your answer without me.
All right.
It never lies. So if you purchase that over 36 months, what would it cost?
Oh, it's astronomical. I wouldn't want to finance that over 36. I would go out to 60 or 72.
But to get an analysis, you do it over 36.
Yeah. Yes, but
what would your car payment be if you put down?
It'd be like $825.
Is with how much down?
$5,000 down.
Okay. Okay. So $5,000 down. Your payment would be what?
It'd be around like $825.
So take $825 times 36. Now what you do is you take the $29,700 plus you take the $5,000 you put down, right? Now, okay. And what you do, no, it can't be that cheap. No, it can't be. Your payment, no, you're doing something wrong because that would make that car so cheap you wouldn't be able to do it.
Well, the interest rate's right around, I can get about 3.75.
Yeah, but your numbers don't make sense. You're saying that your payment on that car, if you put $5,000 down, would be what?
If I bought it for 61, put 5 down, so let's say I'm financing 56 at 3.5% over 72 months.
I'm just curious. What's your month? I thought you already did this.
It was like $825 or $850. I don't have that.
Okay, even say $850. If you do $850 times 36, okay, that only comes to $30,000. That only comes to 30. Okay.
No,
and then you add 5,000 to it. That's 35,000. You're paying that. Something's wrong.
No, I'm running it for 72 months.
Oh my God. Okay, then that's not an accurate. That's not an accurate comparison at all. So if you ever do an accurate comparison, ask him what it would be for a 36 at the full amount. Just find out. That's how you compare if the lease is any good. That's how. This 69, this does not sound like a terrible lease to me.
Okay.
It doesn't. Now, hold on. How many miles a year?
10,000.
No, it's terrible. Okay, now you're talking ridiculousness. I mean, even though you probably wouldn't put 10, I don't know. To me, that you are hard. Listen, it's all a matter of what you can buy it for. Really, that's the only way I can analyze it. Now, we got some appliance guys that want to weigh in on some stuff. We have Tammy that has an urgent care bill, and Denise, I want to find out what happened with her clothes dryer. I asked her just to remove the frame for the lint screen, just for the heck of it, just in case that lint screen was invisibly coated with something from fabric, softeners, or fabric.
I think Wednesday.
This report is sponsored by Wyndham Hotel.
Tom, 1 minute, bright light, short.
They want to do Wednesday. I like Wednesday.
The highway drive for the most part in decent shape. A couple of the regular slow spots to watch out for. Westbound I-70 is stop and go on the elevated portion. Westbound 270 stop and go on the approach to Vasquez. Solid backups to Quebec. A center lane blockage there for construction. Westbound I-270 at Vasquez is not helping that problem out, so just be aware of that. But the rest of the highway drive in the Mile High City in fairly decent shape. The weather forecast could be a chance of showers for the rest of today.
Tom, 20 seconds, bright light, short.
Hello, around 39. Right now, overcast and 41. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 K-How.
With more than 6,000 hotels across the country, including La Quinta,
You can bet on to
Days
see who
Inn,
dies
and
on
Super
Game
8.
of Thrones.
A great hotel by Wyndham.
Oh, someone,
Okay, sure.
right side guy.
I got it. Bright Light Chiropractic is at University and County Line. Dr. Mike Hederscheit is a great chiropractor because he actually does chiropractic adjustments. Now, he has light targeted direct, and I say light because you don't feel that jarring, but it gets the job done. We have many great reviews. Here's the deal. You can get a complete evaluation with digital x-rays and thermal scans for just $50. 720-583-4506, or make your own appointment right here at brightlightdenver.com.
Hi, I'm Courtney Pierce, president of Buy. Tom. After 15 years at our current location, we have decided to move. We were headed to
You know we're going to vote on in Colorado for legalized sports gambling, right?
location at 4800 Washington Street in
I thought they already did.
No.
It's going on the ballot?
It's going on the ballot.
Why would, I can't imagine it would not pass.
and much more, all at liquidation
Why would,
prices.
there's already gambling. I wonder if it would have $100 limit.
Home improvement items now until
That
the end
would
of
be
May.
weird as
Hurry
hell.
up for the
That
best
would be
selection.
a lot of people.
4800 Washington Street, Denver, or
They don't
online
get
at
off $100
500.net.
football.
Crackerjack Mudjacking will repair concrete way cheaper than you can replace it. If it's sinking, or if it's cracking, if it's dropping off, if the sidewalk is crooked, they do what's called mudjacking. You don't have to understand it, but you can know this. Free estimates. So before you replace, at least find out if you can get it repaired. Any concrete problems, because estimates are free. They've been in business 20 years with 60,000 jobs behind them. 303-410-7787. 410-7787. CrackerjackMudjacking.com.
Is your garage door making weird noises? This is Dave Logan. If you're having issues with your garage door, call Don's Garage Doors, the only garage door company I personally endorse. I've used Don's Garage Doors in my home, and you should too.
What's that?
Garage is the entrance to your home. You want somebody you can trust. Next time you need a garage door repair or replacement, call Don's Garage Doors at 303-738-3667 or online at donsgaragedoors.com.
Here's Tony Romo for Skechers Slip-On Footwear. I like to make my life easy. I got a car that can drive itself, a robot that vacuums my whole house, and Skechers slip-ons. They don't have laces, so I can just slip them on and off with ease. And they take comfort to another level. They're flexible, breathable, and have Skechers air-cooled memory foam. Plus they come in a
How
wide
classy
variety of
is
sizes.
TMZ?
Skechers slip-ons. You'll never want
They
to
have
anything else.
topless babes. Guess who they are?
Love that.
I mean,
what's your problem?
Is that under slabs or who's that under?
But you're not hiring a resume.
My God.
You're hiring a person.
That's their whole.
That's why Indeed
That,
offers
they have
tools that help
82
bridge the gap
jobs.
between a
Guess who they
candidate
are?
and the resume.
Oh, here, I see,
That's
just the hot
to
model.
actually
That's
see your
close.
candidate's abilities in action to make sure they're a good fit.
First of all, how did people? How did they get
beyond the
these
resume
photos?
with Indeed. Experience Indeed for yourself today and get a free sponsored job
I don't
upgrade
even know
on your
actresses
first posting
go
at
like that.
Indeed.com/promo. Terms and conditions apply.
Save big and transform your home with Champion's Home
Yeah, one
Makeover
seen
Sale.
Old
Save
Bush.
40% on Champion windows. Every
Say that again?
custom-made
Seen
window
Old
is backed
Bush.
by their exclusive limited lifetime warranty. If it's breaks, they fix it for as long as you own your home. And they're factory
is
direct,
weird.
so there's no middleman and no markup. Hello, I'm Tom Martino, and I wholeheartedly endorse the Champion Window Company.
Unless they're on the neck.
Save 40% on windows, 35% on sunroofs and siding.
When Mark said he's never, no, that one guy, it's the second time this year I've been screwed with a guy with a neck tattoo.
With a neck tattoo. One of my favorite lines ever. Second time this month I've been screwed over by a guy with a neck tattoo.
And then we
And he
had
was
a-
dead serious.
Yeah. Then
Dead
we had a
serious.
common man sitting right there.
Jay Lopez. Oh, and yeah, the
And
neck
Mark asked him, do you wish you would have not ever had that tattoo? Because he had tattoos all the way up to here, and he's like 30 years old.
And he acknowledged after he had a kid, remember?
How can you make as much as $1,000 in as little as 10 days? Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky for American Financing, and instead of letting credit card interest compound at 18 or 20% or more, move it into your mortgage at a much lower rate and save up to $1,000 a month. Mortgage rates haven't been this low in over a year, so now is the time to
best
pay
thing I ever
things.
did.
As long as you have equity in your home,
Did you ever get one at all?
No. Not just credit cards.
No, best thing I never did.
In as
Yeah.
few as 10 days. So call American Financing's
I'll bet
salary-based
you
mortgage
at the
consultants
time,
today. It takes just 10 minutes to
75%
start.
of people
There's no
do it.
commission, no obligation.
New York mayor vows to ban steel and glass towers to implement Green New Deal in Big Apple.
So what does he want?
Might even be able to delay
Guess wood. I don't know.
Tearing down all the trees.
What's left? No glass, no steel. What else do you build a building on? Graphite?
303-695-7000 or
Yeah,
online
well,
at AmericanFinancing.net.
Yeah, lead story.
Regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
I mean, you know, I literally don't know what else. Anything above 2 stories, you would think has to be steel.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-8255. Let's talk. What's on your mind? Okay. David, you're an appliance repair guy. What do you think about this dryer thing going on?
There's a couple of things. There's a lot of stuff. I'll try to be very quick so we're not boring your audience. But with the obstructed inventing,
well, first of all, we don't know. She says there's no obstruction in venting as far as she knows because they've cleaned it out completely, and it's not clogged. But she says the air does not move over the lint screen, instead bypasses it to the bottom, and we can't figure it out because there's no way they clean it and it clogs up in 1 load or 2 loads.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Suzanne, what were you going to say? Suzanne, hold on one
well,
second.
maybe this is what David was going to say, but I had a gentleman call and say your screen, even with the lint off of it, still can be clogged.
That's
you
exactly
should scrub
why.
it.
Okay.
I missed what you were saying, Tom. Sorry.
Suzanne, that's why we had her take that out and do a load. I asked her to remove the frame and to do a load without anything in there just to see, because somebody else suggested that the screen itself could be coated with something from either detergent or fabric softener. Hold on, David. Right. Denise, did you run that test without the frame?
Yeah, absolutely. They're still in the dryer, and they smell burned, actually, not.
I wonder if they're drying, though, more than they normally do.
They're wet still.
I mean, does it seem like it's performing exactly as it did before?
Yes, it does.
No difference.
No, and I did take Suzanne's recommendation and scrub the lint screen. It had some film coating on it. You guys are exactly correct on that.
There was coating on it.
Yes. But I go back to I had emailed you guys a drawing of the design of this dryer.
No, we know that.
You have it. Okay.
But here's the deal. Even if it was completely bypassing the lint screen, there is nothing that could make it clog up in 1 or 2 loads ever. There's not enough lint.
What's this not drying and it's collecting in the bottom? Even if it's collecting in the bottom, 1 or 2 loads does not contain enough lint to clog. That's like a 3 or 4 inch pipe that goes from the filter housing underneath the dryer out to the back vent connection. Mm-hmm. David, what were you going to say?
One of the things it could be is the dryer felt itself. It's not sealing properly. It's probably maybe hard compressed, and so rather than the air being diverted in the proper location, it's cycling back down into the cabinet. Or another thing.
Well, hold on. She said she believes the air is going into the actual heating chamber, which I don't even know how that's possible.
Okay. But another thing is that the blower itself may be loose from the shaft connected to the motor, and the blower isn't spinning at the proper RPM because it's sheared off, and you're not generating enough suction in the drum to support evaporation of the moisture in the clothing to vent it out. Is the venting still hooked up right now to where it's trying to exit the home?
Yeah.
Okay, disconnect that. As long as it's an electric dryer, disconnect that, let it vent into the house. If it was a gas dryer, I would not recommend that because you're creating heat through combustion.
And what's that going to show her if she disconnects the vent?
If the clothes's dry, then the dryer is performing as it should, and that we're isolating the vent. A potential issue with the vent. Let the dryer perform without any venting hooked up to it at all. Remove it from the back of the dryer, hook up a stocking to catch any kind of lint that moves through. That way the dryer can perform without the variable of the venting, and if it's closed dry, then that tells you right there that the issue is within the venting, it's not the dryer.
Yeah, but they pretty much, they think they know it's not the venting because the venting has been cleaned, but I'm with you. I would do all those basic tests too. I would do it without the lint screen as she's doing. I would do it without the venting, at all. But here's the deal. If it had a coating on that lint screen, I think that was the problem. There's just nothing to clog it up. There's nothing to restrict air in 1 load.
Yeah, she may also have an open coil, so your electric dryers operate up to 240 volts. The L2 side comes in and energizes the heating element. If the coil itself broke and it's wound like a spring and the broken piece is actually grounded out, you're supplying 120 volts to it maybe on the L1 side, and you're not energizing the entire element.
Yeah, but why would it work for 2
producing
loads
full
then?
No, I don't even know if it does. Denise, does it ever work normally, even if for one load? Does it ever? I'm assuming it does.
It works on. It'll work if you maximize like bulky. It'll dry a load of clothes. On
If you maximize what?
Bulky, like high heat.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you do high heat, then it'll dry a load of clothes within the prescribed period of time. So.
Hold on.
Yeah.
If you do high heat, it'll clean it in the prescribed period of time.
It'll dry it.
But hold on. And then if you do it normal, it won't.
Correct.
Then it's your heating element. It sounds like your heating element. I mean, that has nothing to do with venting.
It also may be the heater relay off of the control board.
Here's what we do know. We know enough to know it can't be venting. It just can't be, because you're just telling me now, if it was venting, even if you turned it all the way up, it wouldn't dry. It would still take a long time. We need to get someone out there. Where did she say? Netherlands? Oh my goodness. Let's figure this out. Plus we have home services we're talking about with Fix It 24/7 and more.
Liberty Mutual Insurance presents.
I think she's got a frozen dead guy in there.
This is crazy.
What do they call that? It's an enigma. Something wrapped in a riddle.
What was that? It's an enigma. Oh,
It's not an enigma. It's a something wrapped in a riddle.
Hold on. In the series Gothic, or Gotham City, or whatever it's called.
The Batman.
It's called Gotham City. It's called Gotham. It's a TV series, and it's the early days when Batman was a boy, and it's more about Commissioner Gordon. And the guy that was the medical examiner, his name was Ed Enigma.
Oh, really?
And he turned out to be the Joker.
You know, they should do shows like that here about Commissioner Gordon. They should have him like smelling people's hair.
Oh, God, that's funny. They've done that a lot recently with superhero crap.
It's amazing the way it goes. There's several programs out with after The Walking Dead. There's movies, different series out there. What do you call those people?
Zombies.
It's just I remember when the vampire series.
I just watched a great one. It's called Black Monday.
No, I've seen that one. I didn't watch it, but I watched it.
It just came out.
What was it?
It's 8. I think it was 7 episodes.
Is it good?
I like it.
Is that zombie though?
It's written different. It's written different, so they'll do something that how do you put it? I'm trying to think of another show like it. Like within the episode, you might have different things going on. A different group of people handling one thing, and then they'll flash to a whole different one. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, so you got to really take...
No, because they're all basically just getting their brains eaten or killing zombies. It's not hard to really keep up with different things going. It's not Game of Thrones.
And the Trump Organization for financial statements going back over the past 8 years.
I gave
lawyers argue that the subpoena lacks a legitimate legislative purpose.
I gave Ryan a heads up you'd be reaching out.
Okay, yeah, it's a quick question. I just got to ask him that. You know what those pressure reducing valves on there?
PRVs?
Yeah. So if you open it up all the way, is there still a volume restriction on there? That was my only question.
Oh, okay.
The guy says, yeah, it does it by half, even though I don't believe it could. You know, so basically the pressure would be the same.
Yeah.
I just cannot believe they would change the volume by that much.
Yeah.
Fox's Evan Brown joins us live.
If anybody know, he'd know. He's any plumbing technical issues, the guy's a whiz. Yeah. We just hired him about a month ago.
Oh, really?
We've been looking for a plumbing manager for a long time. Because I'm not a plumber.
So you need somebody to talk to.
My operations manager is an electrician by trade.
Okay.
But we have this plumbing department and no plumbing manager.
I can see what you need.
We've been growing, and now we've got over 10 plumbers now. It's like, okay, they need their own
guy to watch them.
Yeah, and help, you know, because we have a few master plumbers on the team that can help technically answer any questions.
Does a master plumber for other plumber have to be out there at the time, or have to inspect it or anything, or how does that work? You just have to have a master within the company.
Yeah, for your license holder.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone's a journeyman, or we have a couple of apprentice plumbers, but they have to be with the journeyman.
Okay, this dryer is 4 years old. I don't understand why she's just not getting a new dryer at this point.
I go 4 years old. That's not old.
I know it's not old in the but anyway.
But it took this long to show up. She's got something wrong with the heating element. She's got something wrong with the heating element.
She doesn't want to spend any more money. She only spent a couple $100 trying
It's
to
the
figure it
heating
out.
element.
Electric dryers are, I mean, that's...
Yeah, but then why would it work for 2 cycles?
Or it doesn't.
So why does it work?
She finally clarified it. She has to put it on high.
So Tom, why would that be the heating element? Wouldn't that be more of a sensor or stuff that lets it? Because the heating element
either
sounds
works or
like it would,
doesn't.
right? I would think.
And the heating element is losing efficiency altogether because of increased resistance.
That could be it.
How does it vary?
A normal low setting would be off, a medium setting would be low, and a high setting would be...
So why should you just always put it on high then?
Well, it's because it's jacked.
No, but if you just leave it on high, I mean, it's gonna do your goals.
Hotels across the
Right?
country, including
Well,
Lolita.
that's like saying my car doesn't run unless I floor it. Well, just floor it.
That's not the same thing, because it's not gonna take any more electricity.
Put it on high anyway.
My water heater doesn't work unless it's scalding.
I don't think I can think of a time in my dryer I don't set it to high.
My daughter's on cocaine. That's why the Raleigh.
I want it to dry. I want 50 minutes or whatever it says. I want it to be dry. I don't want to go back and it still be slightly damp. I just put it to high.
What the Raleigh House offers
No, I don't know what
trauma
to do.
treatment programs. This line is about information. No one knows what to do about addiction right off the bat.
I would do
Change
that.
without some kind of help or intervention or information. If you're in a circle where there is a drug addict,
But that was a
ask
good,
about
just take it right off from the back and allow it to
yourself
blow out
understand
there.
this
Like the dryer doesn't matter.
disease, then to help the addict. Call one, call as a family, call several times.
get moisture
Just
in
do
there.
something. 720-730-9722. This is sponsored by the Raleigh House, a premier addiction recovery program. That's 720-730-9722. Confidential and free. TheRaleighHouse.com.
I want to look and feel younger.
Just go buy a new dryer. That's what Kevin meant.
Downtown healthcare, physical medicine, chiropractic rehab.
What's that?
Just go buy a new dryer.
Yeah, at some point you would just go
Well,
buy
it's 4
it.
years old, though.
Unless it turns out to be the vent.
Tax day has come and
I'd be shocked. I would guess it's the vent.
But if she does it, if she hooks it from the back, that would rule out the vent.
If she does that.
And that will get really expensive really fast.
Well, you're right. It could be a sensor, too. Some of these newer ones, like ours, I think, somehow it can tell if the clothes are still wet. or not.
Oh yeah, oh absolutely. They're accurate too.
Yeah.
They're good.
I know their team of experts.
Geez, my dryer is 15 years old and just works great. The washer works great.
Wage garnishments.
They should last a long
property
time.
seizures. Call Larson Tax Relief at 844-LARSON Tax.
Why only-
Larson
wait,
Tax
wait.
Possible resolution. And you'll be treated with dignity and respect. 844-LARSON Tax. If you owe back taxes or you've been slapped with an audit, let Larson Tax
I only have 2 this hour.
those collectors. 844-LARSON Tax. That's 844-LARSON Tax. Or LarsonTaxRelief.com.
Did you know that you don't have to tear out your entire kitchen in order to have a brand new
I just think we would have held our negative position on Tesla.
Quarter-inch thick cabinet resurfacing.
Would have done good by now. Although, where was it?
300, over 300.
What, is Tesla doing good now?
No, it's not doing good. That explosion dropped to almost $10.
They've been going down for a while though.
So all we have to do is stage an explosion.
It kind of looks weird.Id you see that video?
Gorgeous new tile floor. Voila.
Man, it's amazing what the effects are.
Just smoke comes out everywhere.
It was smoking and, well then that was that bright light. That was an explosion.
Yeah, it wasn't a fire. It was a fucking explosion.
And I don't know if you heard of that, Brian, and stuff. When they fixed those cars, they didn't have issues then because they kind of pull the batteries out first. I mean, I can't believe they haven't done that. They can ground them out, disconnect, ground them out, and then fix or repair them. But I mean, what does a dent cost? 30 grand.
Oh my God, they're so expensive to repair. Oh, ridiculous.
Insurance must charge more.
They're starting to.
Well, they have to. I mean, it's a freaking.
I saw something they still haven't.
Quarter panel was like
yet?
10 grand.
No, you know what? I think fourth quarter last year was their first profit.
Did you see that last
It's kind of like funny money.
Moving money around.
Yes.
Did they come out with that lesser model, that more cost or lower cost of entry, like a $30,000 or $40,000 car?
Yep. They were going to do that.
That was supposed to be their way to get profitable.
What?
I have a hard time believing a startup company like that can just come out and beat all the majors.
Well, they haven't.
And I
They
think that's
don't make much money. They do make a little now, don't they? A little.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. I'm your consumer advocate. Spread the word. You need help, call Tom. You need help, call Tom. Troubleshooter Tom, whatever you want to call me, Tom, just call me at 303-MARTINO. The greatest thing is when we can add pressure of the media with a purpose, to help you. So if you're having a problem, a question or complaint, give us a call. We just had a guy call about his car lease, and we helped him over the phone with his financial situation there, and then we helped the woman. We're trying to troubleshoot a dryer that's not drying properly. By the way, I'm convinced that's not a vent problem. I'm convinced. Right now, it's, even if they have a design defect, not a vent problem at this point. The fact that the filter is that the lint screen was coated tells me it had to be coated by air moving over it. Anyway, I don't want to get into that right now. We also helped Monique, who says her car was hit, parked. We help whenever you call us, no matter what the problem, question, complaint. Everyday aches and pains, the things that make us tick and the things that tick you off. Henry's got a problem with arborists. What the heck?
Did I not spell that right?
No, it's an arborist, but what problem could you have with a tree person?
Oh, Tom, hey, thank you for taking my call. I
Yes.
need some information. I had some estimates taken to remove 2 trees in my front yard,
Yes.
and the best estimate I had up until that time was $13.95. Well, Rushton came in and gave me an estimate for $19.95.
$19.95 to do what?
$1,995.
To do what?
To remove 2 trees.
Okay.
But the one company that I would have chose gave me an estimate of $1,395.
Now, what do you mean, the one company you would have chose?
Well, because I had Ruston never sent me an estimate. I was on vacation.
Okay, let me get this straight. I'm not understanding this.
Okay.
You hired a company to remove trees, right?
Yeah, no, I didn't hire any company up till now.
Okay, that's good. You didn't hire a company right now.
I had no contract with any company.
So no one removed trees.
Rushton came on the property when I was away and removed both trees.
Okay. Did Ruston have any kind of a contract with you?
No, they didn't. They
Okay.
just came.
They're driving down the street, they see some trees, and they say, you know what? We're going to remove these.
No, sir.
Then tell me the story.
They came in and gave me an estimate. A guy went out and measured
Okay.
the trees.
Let me. When did they give you an estimate, Henry?
And
Henry, when did they give you an estimate?
that was back in December.
Back in December, you called them to give you an estimate.
Yes.
And they gave you an estimate for $19.95.
Yes.
And you said what after that?
Well, I told him, I said, I'm getting additional estimates because
Okay,
I
gotcha.
had one already for
But you
21.
signed nothing.
Well, that's the problem, I
All right.
think.
Well, let's keep going. After Ruston, you had additional estimates. By who?
Well, one by Environmental Tree Service and one by Lumberbee.
And Lumberbee. And then who were you going to go with?
I was going to go with Environmental Tree Care.
Okay. So Environmental Tree Care, they gave you the lowest bid, right?
Yes.
Okay. And what happened then? You went away, and then what happened?
Rustin came into the property. My neighbor tried to stop him from cutting down the trees because I hadn't signed any contract.
How did
with
they know?
anybody.
How did your neighbor know you didn't sign anything?
Yes, he did.
How?
The
How?
guy on the truck said,
Listen, Henry, you got to talk to me. How did your neighbor know that you did not approve it?
Because we talked all the time. Because
Okay.
he was getting trees removed as
So
well.
you said, I'm going away and make sure no one removes trees.
No, sir.
Then why would they even try to stop the other company? That I don't even understand.
Why? Because he knew I was still getting other estimates.
Okay. So he knew, and he said, why are you removing his trees? The guy hasn't made a decision yet. Did they say that?
That's what he told them.
And what did they say back?
They said, we got a contract.
Okay, now we're going to get to that point. They probably, if they're like a roofing company, could have, I'm not saying they did, they could have misled you into saying you had to sign for them to give you an estimate.
Well, yes, he told me to sign the estimate, so that proves that he talked to somebody on the property.
I get you, and you signed it.
Yes.
And actually you were accepting a contract.
Apparently I was, but that's not the way he stated. He just wanted...
Was there a 3-day right to rescind on that contract?
Well, there was nothing to rescind.
No, what I'm getting at is this. On that statement, if they do it at your home, they have to give you 3 days.
They never sent me an estimate. They never sent me any statement.
You don't have a copy of what you signed?
No, I do not.
Then don't pay it unless they show you a copy.
Well, that's it. I sent them a check for...
Now, why would you do that? Hold on. First, you tell me you didn't have a contract, but you signed it. Now you're telling me you didn't know the money, but you paid them.
Well, because the lowest estimate I had was $13.95.
So you sent them $13.95?
Yes.
I get you. Now they want the rest.
No. They want the whole $19.95.
I just said, see, you're not listening, Henry. You're just talking. I just said, now they want the rest. And you said, no, they want the $19.95. That's
right.
Called the rest, Henry.
The $19.95.
You paid them how much, Henry?
$13.95.
And I said, now they want the rest of it. Is that right?
I got a bill, final demand for payment.
They want the rest of it.
Within 10 days.
So they want the whole $19.95, or do they just want the difference?
They want the whole $19.95.
On top of what you already paid them?
Yes.
So they want $1,300 you already paid plus another $19.95.
Yes, sir.
I think you're misreading it.
No, sir.
Okay. You got to send it to us then.
Okay.
Because that doesn't even make sense to me. You're telling me, I could see if they said you had a contract for $19.95. I can see that. But now they're not saying you had a contract for $19.95. They're saying you actually had a contract for $3,300.
Right. I guess that you can put it that way. Yes.
Yeah, I see. Now I understand. I thought you were confused, but they really do want an additional $1,900.
Yes. Now I was going to take him to small claims court.
How do you take somebody to small claims court for something they want?
That's what I'm asking you.
Well, what do you sue for?
That's what I'm asking you.
Okay, in small claims court, you sue for money.
Right.
You didn't pay the money. You could say for your $1,300 back and say you never had a contract. Listen, what you have to figure out is this: how much was that job worth, and did you get value, and are you willing to settle? But to pay another $19.95 just doesn't make sense to me if what you're telling me is true.
How long has it been?
Yeah, how long has it been?
The letter for the demand.
When was the tree cut down?
The tree was cut down on, let me see.
Just roughly.
Let me get my...
How about what year? How about what year? I'll settle for the year.
On
I'll settle for the year, Henry. Was it in the? Was it 2018? Was it 2019? Okay, was it
in the last 90 days?
Was it in the 1900s? I just need to know an approximate year. How about this, Henry? Was it in the last 5 years?
No, it was on 2018, December 2019.
Okay, December of 2018.
So it's been 90 days. They can't do anything.
Well, you mean as far as what? A lien?
Yeah, a lien.
No, they probably can't do a lien right now.
No, they can't.
Because they have to do it within a certain number of days and give you a warning and all that.
They can keep hassling you, but
that's what they gave me in this letter. They're going to either take it to a collection agency
or a
to
lien.
The courts.
Okay, well, they can do that. They can do that. They just can't get a lien. But listen, here's what we need to do. We need to see that demand letter.
Okay.
Can you send it to us?
I can email it to you.
Good. Hold on, Suzanne. Let's get that contract emailed during the show if we can, before the end of the hour. Then I'll have Deputy Dan call. Deputy Dan, let's first see that, and then you call over to that company that's trying to, it's called Rustin. Did you look up that Rustin company? Let's look it up for the hell of it, see what's going on.
This report is sponsored by Wyndham Hotels and Resorts.
The drive across town.
Long. Revitalize Health Long.
I will bet you they didn't cash the first check. That's why they're asking for $19.95.
Probably. The other thing is, I mean, yeah, like you said, see if they have a copy of the original thing, whatever he signed. A lot of times companies, especially companies like that, they're not very good with paperwork. I'd be shocked if they could provide something.
Well, they have to show a contract.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, you'd be
20
surprised
seconds, Revitalize Health
how
Long.
I think you're right.
What?
you demand to see the original contract that the client signed.
They'll have it, don't you think?
With more than 6
I mean,
hotels,
I'd say it's a coin flip.
including La Quinta,
They don't got bad reviews.
a great hotel by
How many?
Wyndham is closer than you
1,
think.
2, 3.5.
Find one near you.
How many total reviews?
Okay, guys, we're up. Hey, you want to make your life more energetic. You want to build muscle. You want to get lose that fatigue. You want to help your sexual performance. Whatever it is, Revitalize Health helps to fight aging with BioT. I call them the Hormone Bros because there's 3 brothers that got together to start this practice, and they do a great job with hormone optimization through BioT. I do BioT. I absolutely love it. It's for men and women. Now, here's the deal. In addition to that, they also do threadless for just a few $100s that last for years. A beautiful, beautiful improvement to your face if you have any sagging areas. They can show you videos of how it's done. You'll be very comfortable. They also do fillers and they do Botox and other things. Go see them. You will love thehormonebros.com. Thehormonebros.com. They're at 470 in Ken Carroll. Testosterone, estrogen, thyroid, cosmetic procedures, and more. 720-361-2302. Thehormonebros.com.
Days left until Carpet Mill Outlet Store's one-day private sale. This Saturday at Carpet Mill Outlet Store, save up to 40% off RP store-wide for a limited time.
Yes. So, how is employment going as far as keeping people staffed? Is it?
It's good. I mean,
once you get them, you don't lose them, do you?
No. Our issue is just getting more and more, you know.
Growing.
Yeah. Quality, good plumbers, good HVAC techs that can pass a background drug test, communicate well, present themselves well. It's hard. It's really hard.
It's hardest in what division? All of them?
Probably plumbing's the hardest.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
To get good people?
The problem is the good plumbers, they've been plumbing for a long time, but there isn't a lot of new plumbers entering the field. So you have more plumbers retire every year than what enter the job.
So attrition's really taking a toll.
That's why costs keep going up, because it costs a lot to have a good plumber.
Really, that's a good trade for kids to go. I don't know why you guys, I've often wondered this, don't do some kind of farm club.
We do. It's.
Do you go to high schools and talk?
Oh.
For a cabinet?
Not there yet, but.
Can I turn the volume up a little now?
We'll give
He says,
on the phone all you.
okay, thanks. So,
but we bring on a handful of guys. We always have a handful of guys training as apprentices.
Do you?
Working.
Do you go to high schools?
No.
I would love to see a program for trades. They always discount it, man. They go right for college. And
yeah. It's a shame, too.
I think community college should start instituting programs.
The problem is, so many kids coming out of school, they go to a trade after, it's typically not by choice. It's
you know, he says plumbers right now, they're desperate for need. Why doesn't someone learn it? Why?
They don't want it's looked down upon.
And it's
I know. You know why? Because there's a lot of...
Especially by younger generations.
It's a great job.
It's high schools that are doing this.
It's looked down upon.
You know, who's that guy in the dirtiest jobs? Who's that
Mike
guy?
Rowe.
God, I love that guy.
Why?
He just says it's a waste of money even going to college for 50
He'll actually, he gives out scholarships for kids to learn a trade.
Where does his show air?
It's like Discovery or something.
Yeah, or is it? But he is such a common sense guy.
Is it only about what is the show about?
Oh no, his dirtiest jobs. That's just about crummy little jobs and stuff like they have oil field workers or whatever. People getting dirty. And
does it change every week?
Yes, yes.
And he does it.
And his goals are like
and he does it for a few hours.
he does it. And his goals are like change the perception of. Yeah. But also like, it's hard work.
But it's hard, dirty work out there.
They deserve respect.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. But his big thing is, I think he's a college graduate, but he says, hey.
Oh, he's an intelligent guy. He was a stand-up comedian. He's intelligent.
I think actually Trump has him on for doing different things.
Yeah.
For advice.
Yeah.
Hi, Tom Martino here,
303-713-TALK. Tammy, I'm so sorry for the wait. What's going on, Tammy?
I had an issue, a medical issue I went to urgent care for. I thought it was like a...
Tammy, the biggest complaint, I don't know if this is yours, but the biggest complaint we get with urgent care is that they think it's urgent care and it turns out to be emergency room care, and they get a giant bill.
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
Oh, my gosh. Was it UC Health?
No, I thought they were affiliated with UC Health.
So you thought you were going to...
Like a nighttime clinic, after-hours clinic.
And it was not. It was not. And what does the sign say outside the place?
It just says medical. It doesn't say hospital. It doesn't say emergency. It says Swedish medical.
And it turned out to be an emergency room.
Yes.
And you walked in and said what?
I said, I'm having an issue, and
what issue?
It is a female issue.
Okay.
I've never heard of it. Apparently, it's very common, but I had never heard
What, were you having pain or something?
No, prolapse. Are you familiar with that?
I think I am, but how did it present itself? What were your symptoms that made you go out? Because I want to know why they wouldn't say, hey, you don't need to come here. You know, like how did it present itself?
I actually had protruding parts out of my vagina.
Oh, okay. Okay, now I understand. So it was like, but why did you choose to go to urgent care that night? In other words, I'm wondering, because if you, with a condition like that, unless there's severe pain or discharge or something,
That's what it was there was discharge.
Did it suddenly happen? You said, oh my God, you know, my you know, something's dropping inside, or was it building up? I'm trying to get your mindset at the time.
Yeah, it was. I had an appointment with the gynecologist. And it was a month out.
Because you felt some discomfort. You felt some discomfort.
No, there was discharge that was not normal color.
Right, but did you know that? Did you know you had a protrusion?
Yes.
Okay, so you made an appointment with a gynecologist.
Yes.
Then what prompted you to look for urgent care that night?
Because I run it past some friends, and what I had told them was, the discharge and the color wasn't right, and I, looked up on the internet what the color.
Right. So you thought rather than wait till tomorrow or call my regular, care doc or whatever, I should go to urgent care?
Yes.
Just in case something was ruptured or something?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
It
well,
was more severe than
then they could see. Here's what I'm getting at. Let's say that I walked into one of these urgent cares, and it was really an emergency room, and I said to them, "You know what? I'm feeling a little tired and fatigued. I think I'm getting a cold. I want to get it checked. I think I have strep throat." I'm thinking they'd have a higher obligation to say, "Well, you do realize this is an emergency clinic." And blah, blah, blah. Because I did walk into one once, and they told me straight up, "Did you realize this is this is the emergency side? Our urgent care side closed?" They told me. And I said, "Well, what does that mean?" They said, "Well, the minimum is $3,500 to walk in the door and be triaged." Now, these were good people, and I don't know, I don't think they knew it was me and thought we better tell this guy. But I always hear about this confusion. And they were straight up with me. Now, it wasn't Swedish, it was UC. But they were straight up. This is an emergency room. So I'm thinking, when you went in, this could be construed as an emergency. Like, hey, I'm having a protrusion and some discharge. I want to see a doctor. Or that's what I'm trying to get at. Did they have any level of responsibility to notify you as an emergency room? That's really what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I mean, that's where I feel is,
Were you casual? Were you casual? Well, how did you present it? What did you do when you walked in?
I said that, I'm having some discharge and I'm a little concerned.
Okay. I could see where they would think you want to see them right away.
Yes.
Why do you think they should have said, "Well, ma'am, this is not urgent care. This is an emergency room"?
Because a moral obligation.
Well, that's what I'm trying to get at. We get too many of these complaints, and I'm wondering, where does that happen? Now, Swedish, where is this place? I'd like to see the exterior.
Wadsworth and Alameda.
Swedish emergency room. Okay.
Yeah, Swedish Medical Center is what the sign says.
And it's at Wadsworth and what?
Alameda.
And you're telling me there is nothing that says emergency on it?
Possibly at the doorway.
Well, I mean, that would be where it is. You said it just... Okay, I'm not trying to trick you. I'm just trying to get an idea. Would anyone else make that mistake that did you thought it was urgent care? I guess... Go ahead.
I felt it was urgent enough that, yes, I wanted to get it looked at right then and there. At the same time, I can even see $3,000 would be, something I would expect, I'm really concerned and I'm worried and I don't want to wait. But
how much was it?
Medicine alone was $1,000.
Well,
it was 4 antibiotic pills and a shot. And then just, walking through the door without the assessment was $6,000.
That's what it is. I'm not shocked because it happens all the time.
I'm shocked.
I'm not shocked because we get this complaint. I'm not saying it's fine. I don't think you're going to get out. I don't know how you get out of paying it.
Yeah, I don't either.
I really don't. Don't you have insurance? Do you have insurance?
Yeah, they didn't tell me that they don't take my insurance either. The insurance didn't cover anything. And they didn't say, oh, by the way, we don't take, they took my card, took a picture of it, but they didn't say, we don't use this insurance.
They didn't ask for payment then?
No.
How much responsibility? See, this is where healthcare has gotten weird. Everyone expects it to be automatic. Like, you expect people to tell you if they accept your insurance and how much they'll pay and what your copay. They don't know that.
Yeah.
It's an emergency room. I'm not sticking up for them. Hold on a sec. Eric, what were you going to say?
Hey, Tom, thanks. One thing I would point out is you'll notice that around town, most of the urgent cares are converting to emergency room facilities. And one of the reasons being is that...
They are converting to emergencies?
Yes. And the reason
Why?
being is that, well, emergency room charges are non-negotiable with insurance providers. It's a federal law. The emergency rooms are precluded from negotiating contract rates. And so these emergency rooms can absolutely take advantage of you if you go in. And that's why, urgent care, they can't. They have some restrictions, some limitations. But emergency room, it is pretty much hands-off. They will charge you an arm and a leg to do the most minor, medical service.
So the point...
And it has to do with the coding.
Yeah, I know.
Well, it's a federal statute that
this does not say.
Cannot negotiate.
This is really misleading. The outside of this, Health One Swedish Medical Center, and then with small, it's Belmar ER. It doesn't say emergency. This sucks. I mean, I'd be upset too. Although it does say ER, Belmar ER. I know what you're saying, Eric. Chad. Tell me, you did the same thing?
Same thing. I took my son there for like a twisted ankle, and they didn't say anything. And then I got a $250 bill from my insurance company for the emergency room visit. I'm like, what? You
only got a $250 bill? You realize it was probably $8,000?
Well, yeah, but that's our insurance paid $8,000 for it. I mean, so I wasn't that mad, but it should have been a $50 urgent care visit. So I was mad about that when I.
You didn't see the thing that said Belmar ER?
Well, you don't think of those little rooms as an ER. You think of an ER as attached to a hospital, someplace where they fly helicopters in and, that kind of stuff. You don't, and that's a new thing. I mean, there are these little ERs popping up everywhere. I see them all over the place now, and they're pretty deceptive. I mean, they're great to have because I guess if you cut your leg off, they're a lot closer than a hospital. But, for the aches and pains and stuff, it needs to be pretty clear.
But I don't know. I think they are clear. I see urgent and I see ER, and I don't know what can be more clear.
Well, I think that they need to put emergency room, and I think that when you come in, they need to tell you, especially if it's something minor.
Now, to me, I agree with that. By the way, I agree with that. If you walk in, and it's pretty, you can see it's not an emergency. Or your kid had what? What was wrong with your kid?
He twisted his ankle playing lacrosse.
I'd say now, you understand this is an emergency room. One sentence.
Right.
Yeah.
And what would you have done?
I would have...
both of you. You both would have gone somewhere else.
You really think they would have?
I don't know.
Oh, I definitely would have. Mine wasn't big enough. I mean, I can't speak for her, obviously.
Yeah.
But, I mean, for his ankle, I'd have been like $250. Nah. He can live another day.
Well, 250. You're saying 250. Tammy's looking at like thousands and thousands because she, 250's cheap. You'll never get anything cheaper than 250. I mean, will you? 303-713-8255.
This is
that's why those places are popping up. They're paying high rent. They make a fortune.
Why is she going there at 8, 9 o'clock at night or whenever she went?
Because she had that.
If it's not an emergency.
Yeah, it was.
That's what I don't understand. If you make that decision, and I've been there, okay, I got to do something. I can't wait till the next morning. Right.
I sent you guys a letter from Henry. From Henry, the tree guy.
What is Henry? What do you mean the tree?
Well, you want him to send a letter, the man letter?
For the Federal Reserve.
So I sent you the demand letter.
Acceding to Keynes' wishes,
I'm going to go call Rush
the confirmation was in doubt with a number of Republican senators opposing the nomination. Bed Bath & Beyond is changing the makeup of its board after a challenge from activist shareholders concerned about the...
Yeah, you're not going somewhere in the middle of the night.
Be independent. Samsung
if it can't wait till the morning, it's an emergency.
Not on sale Friday as originally planned. This after phones distributed to reviewers kept breaking.
We can get that guy back on about his rush kit.
With the Fox Business Report, I'm Roger Stern.
Three reasons.
Ethos Life Insurance is great for you and your family. 1, it's affordable. You can get hundreds of thousands of dollars in coverage for less than you spend in coffees each month. 2, our online application couldn't be easier. It takes just 10 minutes to complete. 3, with Ethos, you're protecting your family's financial future, so you can rest easy. To receive your free quote and complete your application in minutes, visit ethoslife.com. ETHOSlife.com. Ethos. Insure your life.
This report is sponsored by Wyndham Hotels and Resorts.
There's a few of the typical highway slow spots in the metro area. For the most part, the lunch-hour drive is in fairly decent shape. A couple of crashes to watch out for. There's a wreck on the northbound side of Highway 85 approaching 136th. Watch out for police activity there. And a crash off highway on the northbound side of Quebec near Parker Road and Leetsdale causing some delays. If you can, just avoid the area for now. The weather forecast. A slight chance of showers for the rest of today. Cool, a high of only 48. Tonight, mostly cloudy overnight, a low around 39. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, warmer with a high near 65. Right now, it's overcast in Denver and 43. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
With more than 6,000 hotels across the country, including La Quinta, Days Inn, and Super 8, a great hotel by Wyndham is closer than you think. Find one near you and book direct at wyndhamhotels.com.
I'm Tom Martino for Ideal Home Loans for your next Ideal Home Loan, because Ideal wants to make sure if you are refinanced for you, they put you in a better position than you were in before. Ideal is the only lender that offers these things. Credit optimization, which means they will work with you to optimize your credit. Even if you're approved, they can do small tweaks to your credit, like paying down a certain card or moving certain balances to get you better pricing. They also have pick your term loan. You can pick any term you want, 10, 11, 12, 13 years, 18 years, 20 years, 30 years. If you paid it down, you don't have to go all the way back to 30. They also have a rate guarantee. If rates go down over the next 2 years, they refinance you free of all lender fees. And they have pre-approvals, which is just like a cash offer. You are actually approved. All they're waiting for is an appraisal and written guarantees that your pricing will be a certain amount and it will not change. 303-867-7000. Closing in 3 weeks or less. 303-867-7000. IdealHomeLoans.com. They're also on my referral list at referrallist.com.
Hey, my friend's retail store was the victim of IoT password theft.
Yep. Cyber criminals are taking over security cameras, payment systems, and other IoT devices by exploiting vulnerabilities.
What if they target us and our dispersed network?
We're secured with Barracuda. We have advanced firewalls for our sites, enhanced security for our cloud infrastructure, and total email protection.
Such a relief.
Protect your business at Barracuda.com. Barracuda, your journey secured.
Centeno Schultz is the stem cell clinic that I recommend for true living stem cell therapy. If you are looking for a stem cell clinic, go to Dr. Chris Centeno and his team. He's the first one to do stem cell treatment in a clinical setting in the entire country. You can find out more at their website, avoidsurgerytoday.com. Don't accept any chiropractic clinics or medical clinics where amniotic fluid or umbilical cord is used. It is not living stem cells. You will not get living stem cells unless they are extracted at the time of the treatment. I can't emphasize that enough. People are wasting money all over the metro area on lying gene ripoffs. If you're looking for true living stem cell therapy, Centeno Schultz, and ask about their weekly seminars, 303-963-9221.
I'll tell you that. I talked to him. They're looking up his invoice.
303-963-9201, 963-9221.
The demand letter says exactly that. If they cash the $13.95, they said he owes $19.95.
With such frequent ups and downs, don't let market volatility
The worst thing about it is
Hi, I'm Linda
he
Gardner,
doesn't have
host
a
of Your
contract.
Money, Your
It says
Retirement Saturday
$19.95.
on 630 KO. If you're concerned about
I would say
benefits,
it's a
call
bookkeeping
today
error,
to schedule a complimentary review.
And then he said he signed something. How many times do you guys go out there and give a estimate and have to sign it?
We'll give like a option sheet where they'll approve which option they want, but that's not a contract to do the work. That's saying, hey, I accept this option, but then we would actually do a contract and have them sign, okay, this is the scope, this is what we're doing, here's when we're going to do it, the payment terms, all that stuff spelled out on there.
For the contract, yeah.
On the actual contract.
0100.
But
there's
if they accept an estimate, doesn't mean we just show up at their house someday and start tearing out their AC.
I know.
Everyone.
I know. That's a good.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, so what would you do if you get a higher bill? You think you're in urgent care, you're really in emergency care? I don't think there's anything you can do because it says ER. I mean, it says, I'd like to know from people, you've heard this enough. Do you think it's misleading? That's what I want to know. What do you think, Mark? When one's urgent care and one's emergency room, do you think they should mention it? You know damn well that they could easily mention it. If somebody's not bleeding or in an emergency or I'm having chest pains, you say, if it's not one of those, you could say, we don't mind taking you, but understand this is an emergency room and not urgent care. I would love that. What would hurt them? And if they say, no, we don't want to say that, then that tells you then they are relying a little bit on trickery. What would be the reason? Now, I got this demand letter for trees from this guy. Henry said he had a bid from Rushton, and the bid was for removing trees at $19.95, and instead he was going to hire somebody else. But when he was away, they came and did it, claiming he signed a contract. And he admits he did sign the so-called estimate. Well, when you sign an estimate, many times it's a contract. I'm not saying this was a contract. I don't know if it was a contract, but I think it was a contract. So if it is a contract, now the question is, should they be paid? Of course they should be paid. He sent them the lower bid. Now, you're not going to want to hear this, Henry. This is what I would do. I am not telling you what you should do, okay?
Okay.
I would say, I would contact them and say, do you have my signature on a contract? I want to see it, and I will gladly pay the bill. And are you aware I already paid $1,300? I want to see what they say. I believe this was automatically generated by a collections department, and I think your check crossed paths with them. I don't believe that they want to collect another $1,900. It's too weird. The fact that they gave you a $19.95 price and you already paid $13.95, I think they just happened to send this out, not realizing you had already sent $13.95. When exactly did you send your payment in?
The check is dated December.
Okay, here's what I want to know. How long after you wrote that check did you get this letter?
This letter I got last Wednesday.
That didn't tell me what I asked. How long after the check you wrote did you get the letter?
Okay, I wrote the check December 4th.
Way back in December?
Yes.
Wow. I know why they're writing a letter, because they want to put a lien on it, and they think they're within 4 months, December, January, February. Wait, they're beyond their lien period at this point. I think they're beyond their lien period. Listen, you wrote the check way back in December. Was it cashed?
It was cashed on December 6th.
And you thought you were getting away for the lower price, but now they're coming after you. See, did you call them and ask them about it?
I've called them, but I don't.
Yes.
Get an answer back.
Okay. Maybe, Dan.
I just called them and I talked to Anna there.
Good.
And she was looking up the invoice, and then I was going to call her after the show.
Okay, here's what I want, Dan. I would, first of all, make sure they have a signed contract.
Yep, I was going to ask that.
But the second thing I would do is at least, say he paid $1,395, because you may owe the $19.95, but not in addition to the $13.95. I'm thinking we just ask them to acknowledge your $13.95 at least. So then they're just trying to collect an additional $600. Now, what you could do is pay that additional $600 if they acknowledge, and then go back after them. I mean, you're not going to be signing. There's nothing wrong with paying a bill and then and then going after them. But I think you'll lose, in my opinion. I think you will lose.
Okay.
Because I'm not. This is not a legal opinion. But if you did sign that, they're not stupid. But maybe they didn't sign it.
Well,
maybe you didn't sign it.
The man asked me very politely to sign the estimate to show that he talked to somebody on site.
Listen, I understand that, but that could just be a come on.
I
Roofers do that.
now.
Roofers do that. They say, hey, just sign giving us authority to go on the roof, when really you're signing a contract. Bill, what is your comment on this tree company?
Well, I've been using Rushton probably for 10 years plus.
And you find them good?
I wouldn't use anybody else.
Okay, so you don't think they tried to pull a fast one?
No, because I'll tell you, after the hailstorm, I got lots of trees. I got a lot of damage. And one of my shed in the back, the roofer asked if I can get the trees trimmed. So I had the guy come out, give me the estimate, and I told him I want this one done and this one done because it was like over $1,000. And that's all they did. You know, they didn't try to do anything else. They don't just pull up. They're a big outfit. You know, I mean, like I said, I'd use them over and over again.
Okay, thank you. We got more coming right up. 303-713-TALK.
This report is sponsored by Wyndham Hotels and Resorts.
Turn off the.
Across town, northbound I-25, stop and go downtown from Alameda, traveling up towards Spear. Just a minor blip of delay on the southbound side. Westbound I-70 slow in the elevated portion. Westbound 270 heavy between Vasquez and the I-70 interchange. And seeing a blip of delay on eastbound I-70 either side of Havana. Got a crash off highway at 58th and New York in the cleanup stages. Look out for wreck northbound Quebec near Parker Road and Leedsdale, causing some delays as well. Crash being cleared northbound 85, approaching 136th. The weather forecast, a slight chance of showers today, a high of 48. Right now, overcast and 43. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
With more than 6,000 hotels across the country, including La Quinta, Days Inn, and Super 8, a great hotel by Wyndham is closer than you think. Find one near you and book direct at wyndhamhotels.com.
CentryRV.com. Century as in 100. Century, C-E-N-T-U-R-Y, CentryRV.com. They have two locations. They are in Lakewood, just north of 6th Avenue between Kipling and Sims, and up north on I-25 and Highway 119, that's the highway to Longmont, along Frontage Road. New and used RVs, including new units under $20,000. You got so many things to choose from, whether it's a camper trailer or a travel trailer or a motorhome. CentryRV.com, 303-453-1111.
Message and figure rates may apply. Do you want to learn how to get started making money flipping houses right here in Denver? If so, we have an amazing opportunity for you. We're looking for a small group of motivated individuals to join our real estate investing team. You'll be introduced to our 3-step system for flipping homes right here in the local area. This is Than Merrill, star of A&E's hit TV show Flip This House. My team and I are looking for a handful of people in the Denver area who want to learn how to get started making money flipping houses in your spare time using other people's money. Denver is a perfect market for my system, and this week I'm holding a free 2-hour educational workshop where we'll share how to get started making money flipping houses and how to build long-term wealth with income properties.
To get 2 free tickets to Than's workshop, text your 5-digit zip code to 82,000. Seating is extremely limited, so text your 5-digit zip code to 82,000 right now, because this free ticket offer expires this Friday. Just text your zip code to 82,000.
Pay off your mortgage. It's smart and simple. My Bank, My Loan, My Way lets every dime you have in the bank work for you because it counts as a pay down of your balance while it's in the bank, which lowers your interest as a first or even a second if you have a first you love. My Bank, My Loan, My Way plus financial tools that you can use to build wealth. 720-931-6560. 720-931-6560.
Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Are you outgrowing your starter home, or you've got a kid on the way and you're looking for a bigger place to live? Well, your timing couldn't be any better. Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky for American Financing, and you know what real estate prices have been doing across the Front Range. No matter how long you've owned your current home, it's likely you've got a bunch of equity in it. Maybe it's time to take that equity out and put it toward a down payment on your forever home. Rates are the lowest they've been in over a year, so your dream home may now be within reach. I recommend American Financing because you'll get a customized loan from a salary-based mortgage consultant. They've been around for 20 years, born in Colorado, and continuously growing with our real estate market, so they know what it takes to get you into a home for less. There are never any upfront fees, and it takes only 10 minutes to start, so give them a call. 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or apply online at AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
BecomeTheBanker.info is the website to see a video that I made about this investment. So many people have questions. I believe this video answers every single question. It's about cash value growing tax-free and how you can use it through your life instead of credit cards, where you become the banker. And then you can use it to supplement your Social Security. It's a safe, conservative investment for almost everyone. Why don't you go to becomethebanker.info and let me know what you think. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Chris, do you have a comment on the ER bill? Go ahead. Chris?
Tom?
Yes.
Yes, I'm here. Hey, no, recently my wife had to go to the emergency room, and she has a Medicare HMO plan. And what wound up happening is I called up the insurance company and asked and said, hey, she had to go to an emergency room, even though it's out of network. The insurance company said they don't care. They're going to cover that bill. She might have a deductible to pay, but an emergency room visit's an emergency room.
Unless it's not an emergency. Don't they ever say, hey, this wasn't an emergency? What if it was a sore throat? I don't know.
I don't think so. I know people that don't have insurance tend to go to emergency rooms even if they have a cold. They need some antibiotics or whatever. But with my wife's situation, she did have insurance, so the insurance company, now she still will be on hook for a deductible because she wasn't admitted.
Right.
And it'll still contribute towards her annual deductible. But I don't know how, unless her insurance really has a high deductible, being hit with $8,000, it sounds like they didn't run it through any insurance.
Well, she said
insurance will still cover some.
She said it doesn't. Her insurance, they don't accept or something. I don't know. It might have been.
I don't know either. I was just saying.
She said her insurance wasn't accepted, but the overall issue here is an ER versus an urgent care. Right. We seem to get this complaint regularly. And there's obviously a problem. In fact, I saw one of the TV stations did a story on it, on urgent cares versus emergency rooms. What is the complaint? It is, well, I didn't know it was an emergency room. I thought it was urgent care. Well, whose fault is that? Is it the people's fault who run it? Should they tell them when they walk in? Or should there be a sign at the desk, this is urgent care, not emergency care? I mean, why not? Wouldn't you want to dispel those complaints? Wouldn't you want to get rid of them? I would. You know, that's the deal. In fact, and really, they're not complaining that it's an emergency room. They're not complaining about the service. They're not. They don't care if it's an emergency room or an urgent care room. What are they complaining about, really? The price. In fact, Mark, if we took all our consumer problems, all of them, and put them into a bucket, what percentage, now I'm not talking about just one category or another, but all of them, what would price be 50% or more?
Way more.
Way more. And especially...
Number one complaint I deal with every single day coming in. Every single day.
Prices.
Prices, or the perception.
Now, what's really odd is in most cases, they knew the price up front.
Yep, and what generally happens is someone else tells them how they got ripped off. That's almost every
Brian,
single
does that
time.
happen?
Absolutely. It's usually a third party who wasn't there, who wasn't involved. Friend, family member, neighbor comes in and says, oh, you overpaid.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, what is overpaying? What is it? You shop around. Overpaying. Now, there is something as gouging, for sure. There is. There is something gouging where you have no value. I mean, or lying, where people lie about something. But I give this example all the time. I need a GFI replaced. I need a GFI on a balcony. I need it done. And without getting into detail, it has to be a licensed electrician. I can do it. I could do it in an hour easily or less. Could you do it, Dan? You could. Mark, you could do it, right? Have you ever done stuff like that? Okay. How much does a GFI cost in the store? $25? Now, so you're never going to get, now, you could do it, but you're never going to get a licensed electrician from a legitimate company to come out there and do it for 25 plus. You're not going to get it for $50.
Yeah, some people,
You're just not.
Yeah, it costs X amount for the part and the labor, but they don't take into account
what it costs, the cost of doing business. Now, other people will say, well, I don't care about the cost of doing business. It's just a small job.
These are the same arguments people made about Walmart for a million years. And they're the largest retailer on the planet now, and they're starting to fight Amazon.
Meaning what?
People would say people would hate Walmart because they'd put smaller places out of business.
Right.
So the whole argument was, I'll never go there. I'd rather deal with the ma and pa store or the ma and pa grocery store.
No, I'm not talking about artificially paying more money. No. In fact, there are economies of scale. What I'm talking about is if you compete fairly, most prices will be fair. But in some cases, there are mavericks who will charge less. They just will charge less because they don't want to make as much. Buddy Mitchell is one of them with the floor business. He runs a business, but he can be 40% less. Why? He made less profit. Okay?
Well, and it's a fact, even in the HVAC industry, 7 out of 10 heating and air companies will close within their first 3 years of doing business because they don't charge what they need to keep maintaining their business.
Again, it's a delicate subject in every single area. Auto repair, everything that we do. But that's why I tell people you shop around and educate yourself both ways to find out why something costs as much or as little as it does. I'm Tom Martino. Don't forget, Fix It 24/7, fixmyhome.com. We're the guest today, and referralist.com. Save all your problems for me.
Let's think about customization presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Liberty Mutual customizes your auto. Okay, we're still up. Let me shut her down.
Numero uno. Had it. Say 5 a day, 4 of them are price. Second would be, they lied to me, meaning in that 2